one, two. Let me get this moved over here. Y'all, welcome in. Welcome to the stream. SSMH, welcome in. Shane is in the building. What's up, Shane? Welcome into the live stream. I appreciate y'all stopping in. How y'all feeling today? Let's get things flowing here. Let's see. Chance is in the building. What's up, Chance? Welcome into the stream. Let's see. Let me check a couple things here, y'all. Now we're gonna get things flowing. Robot Invasion, welcome in. Sarah, appreciate you joining as well. How y'all feeling today? All right, I think I got this. Up and moving. Actually, nope. Hold on, Sarah. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hold on one second. Let me get this. Updated over here. Just one quick moment. Boom. And there we go. And we're set. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for that. Abigail, welcome in. I appreciate you joining the stream. If y'all are coming in for the first time over on TikTok, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you make music, what kind of music you make. I would love to get into some of the details of y'all's music here in just a little bit as well. We're going to be doing a quick live today. Is it Shania? Thank you so much for hopping in as well. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be getting into some artist and producer, songwriter consultations here in just a little bit. Until that time, in the next 5 to 7 minutes or so, we're chilling, we're chatting, we're talking about music, stuff like that. Hacktive, welcome in. Shania, what did I say? I don't know. My brain is all over. Shania, thank you so much for. I don't even know what I said before. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it a lot. EG62, appreciate you being here. Goliath, welcome into the stream as well. Yeah. Let me know where y'all are joining from. If you make music, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it. If you make music, let me know what kind of music you make. We're gonna dive into some of our consultations here in just a couple minutes. Harry, welcome in as well. Goliath, I appreciate you tapping in. Ada, welcome in as well. I appreciate you for the follow. James is in the building. What's up, James? 808 God, welcome in as well. Hold on. Why is this not pulling up for me? Give me one moment, y'all. One moment. If y'all are over on TikTok, make sure y'all tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. Don't forget to send your heart me for the day. It does really help out the live stream. And we'll get things flowing here in just a minute. Hold on, I gotta get something pulled up here. 808 God, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. I appreciate that a lot. One second, y'all. One second. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, 1 second. I'm getting something pulled up here. One moment. Gotta get my browser refreshed over here. 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. What's up, Lily? Welcome in. Is it Amy or Ami? Thank you so much for tapping in. Just dropped a track today called Whenever by Cloud's in the building. What's up, Cloud? Is it Amy Black, maybe? I want to make sure I get it right. Can you kindly rate it for me? We don't do ratings here. At Track Talk, these are full deep dive consultations, so I'll explain that here in just a second. I'm trying to get this refreshed over there and this pulled up. We do they're long form, super detailed breakdowns of your music. So whether you're a songwriter, producer, engineer, artist, whatever it may be, musician, whatever it may be, anything in between, we spend about 20 to 30 minutes breaking down the track for a while to really get into those details and offer some feedback. So let me double check a few things here. Sorry, I'm trying to get something refreshed over here and it's not working. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi, but I don't think it's the Wi-Fi because the stream is fine as far as I can tell. Let me see. And Cloud, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sorry for the delay. Okay, we're back. We're here. Cloud, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, working between projects and stuff like that, trying to get a couple things updated on my end here. Thank you all so much for joining, y'all. I feel like I can focus a little easier now. Thank y'all for joining the stream. I appreciate y'all being here. No Phase, thank you for hopping in as well. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day as well. I know I hate I'm just like sitting here in silence, so I'm trying to get something like updated on my browser here, but I think we're good. I think everything is up to date and refreshed, ready to go, and I think it's good on the other streams as well. All right, y'all, let's get into some music here in just a little bit as well. We're gonna dive into a couple things here today. We're gonna get into some consultations, so let me go ahead and just explain the format of the live stream, as it is a little bit different. What we do here at Track Talk are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen deep dive consultations into the structure of your music. This is not a quick review. There is no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls. It is a really, really deep dive, 20 to 30 minute, 2 to 3 listen breakdown of the structure of your music. We're going to dive into the mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyric and song formatting, so on and so on. We're going to really dive into the nuances of what you're doing, both practically and creatively within the structure of your music. Gamer Guy and Nightingale, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot to me. Let me see. And Stodel, thank you so much for the follow over on the Purple app as well. I appreciate you a lot over there as well. Thanks for doing that. But yeah, these are really deep dive consultations. We are not here to trash you. We're not here to roast you. We're not here to tear you down. I'm also not here to hype you up. I'm not here to give you exposure. I'm not here to just listen to your song for 5 minutes, say get a better mix, bro, and have better energy, and then move on to the next one. We're here to really go deep. Like I said, spend about 20 to 30 minutes really getting into the details of your music for every single artist, producer, musician, engineer, vocalist, songwriter, whoever it may be that comes through here. Absolutely every different genre, every different style, all levels of quality and preparedness. This is not, like I said, I'm not here to pick the best song or anything like that. H Beaks, I appreciate you being here. Welcome in. I'm not here to pick the best song, so it doesn't matter if your song is great yet. It doesn't matter if it needs work. I would say the vast majority of people that come through this live stream are submitting works in progress. They're submitting things that are early, submitting things that still need a lot of help, because that is kind of the format of this live stream in order to actually get into the details of it and give you some tools to help you improve on what you're doing. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That's what I do for a living. I've done it for the last 14 plus years. I'm also a classically trained musician. So that is the perspective of this live stream. That is the format of this live stream, to offer tools and offer tips and offer some practical and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. Let's talk about your music, bro. Why is it always our music? Because that's the format. That's the format of the string. It's like going to McDonald's and be like, why not pizza? I was like, well, then go to another place for pizza. I could talk about my music anytime I want to. I can talk about my music by posting it and promoting it and stuff like that, which is also something I don't really do. But the structure of this live stream is not for my music. My music is not even something that I do for a living. I work as a musician professionally. I work as a producer professionally. So it wouldn't be super valuable to talk about the thing that I don't do professionally. That's just something that I enjoy doing. Okay, really quick. If anybody does actually want to submit, you can. We'll hopefully get some people in from yesterday as well. We had a shorter live yesterday and a little bit shorter today as well. Let me see if I can get a couple of their names pulled up here as well. If you would like to submit your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. Just read through all of those steps. We'll get you up in line, ready to go, along with everyone else, and we'll get things flowing here in just a second. But once again, if you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details. If you are on the Purple app, we're live on 3 platforms right now. So if you're on the Purple app, you can type !submit right there in the chat. If you're on the Red app, one of the other platforms that we're live on, you can go to the description for the live stream and you'll see everything that you need right there. If you would like to see the line order minimum, anything like that, those are on those other platforms that we're live on as well. Tammy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I see a couple people asking, Gamer, Nexa, Cloud, a few other people that are asking. Let me see. Yeah, absolutely, Tammy. Any style, any genre, any level of quality across the board. A quick reminder that these are, it starts at 10. It is a paid service. It's not a review. It's not a quick review. It's not a pay to play and we listen for a second and then we move on. It is a 20 to 30 minute multiple listen breakdown of the structure of your music. But yeah, any genre, any level of quality, any level of sorry, I can't talk today. Any style. It's been one of those really, really long days. Circle Times in the building. Yucca's in the building. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, Toto, yes. Here's the current lineup right here on this left side. Soda, I appreciate you tapping in. Dom, you got the 320. Let's go. Dude, it is so good. I love it, man. I truly think it is one of the best mics that you can get for the price. It's absolutely fantastic. It's fantastic, man. I love it so much. If you're looking, Erica Hart, welcome in. It's good to see you. It's been a minute. If you're looking for a fairly reasonably priced tube microphone, I think it's probably the best one out there. Man, I appreciate you tapping in. Is it Dante? Thank you so much for hopping in as well. It's good to see you. I appreciate you tapping in. Yucca, I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic today as well. Let me get a couple things situated here before we get things rolling. But yeah, once again, if you would like to submit your music, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details there, and we'll get you up in line, ready to go. Kay, if you want to submit, and then Roseanne or I want to make sure I get the name right too, but thank you so much for hopping in. I appreciate the follow. Man Cave Music, welcome in as well. Now we need to figure out, set it up, plug and play with the Apollo Twin. It should be really, Caveman, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, Erica, we just hopped on. Kay, thank you for the follow. Yeah, we just hopped on, Erica. We haven't even heard our first song yet. Look, if you want. Wait, Yucca, what are you talking about? What is Yucca talking about? I don't know what Yucca's doing over there. Is it glitchy for you, Yucca? Circle Time, is it glitchy over on the red app? Is it cutting or something like that, or what's what are we talking about? How to set it up, plug and play? Yeah, I mean it should be pretty straightforward. The only thing that I would say is just keep in mind that it is a tube microphone. So you probably want to let it warm up a little bit before you start using it. It's not something you just want to like flip on and go. Just give it a little bit of time to let the tubes heat up and do its thing, and then you'll be. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, Yucca, I didn't know what you were doing, Yucca. I don't know what's going on. Just call it 100%. 100%. Yeah, we're just getting started. Michaela, welcome in. We're just getting things flowing. We're just getting things moving. Erica, I got you. Let's go. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've heard one of Erica's tracks as well. I love the rough demos as well. Benjamin's in the building. I just got a first mix of my last song for the album. We should dive into it before any more mixing. Dude, yeah, absolutely. Super fan, Benjamin Russell. Absolutely. Yep, we're just starting to get some people in here. Let me get a couple things flowing. Your microphone going from cheap to fair to reasonable price in your mind? Well, yeah, true. Maybe I missed something. I don't know what I'd be saying sometimes. Marcus, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. I think Marcus, I think some of your chats did not come through. Some of your chats didn't come through. So I'm only seeing Wood Love. But that's all I see. That's all I see so far. Erica, I got you up there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Let me get you up on the board. Is it Mikkel? Thank you so much for tapping in as well. I appreciate you being here. I made a band with my friend, and it's called Low Vortex. And now we have 3 songs. Let's go. Would love you to check out our song Conscious. The band name is Boardwalk. Yeah, absolutely. We're about to get into music in like the next 2-3 minutes. In about 2-3 minutes. Erica, I got you up there. You're set. You're ready to go. If anybody, you're good, Marcus. I was like, I don't know, because honestly, sometimes, Marcus, TikTok will be like a little stingy with what they let people say. And so sometimes I'll see like part of a message. I'm like, oops, TikTok did their thing again. So I was just making sure your first message didn't get blocked or something like that. So yeah, if anybody would like to submit, we're going to get started. We're getting some people up on the board right now. We're going to get things flowing with the music here with these long form consultations here in just a couple minutes. If you would like to submit your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow all the details there. We'll get you up on the board along with some of the people that are coming in right now. But all those details are there. If you would like to ever check the line, order minimums, they are on the other platforms that we're live on right now. They're up there the whole time. So you can always see kind of where you're at in line, see if you want to go faster, stuff like that. All right, let me get a few things updated. Greetings from Chile. Thank you so much for tapping in. Thank you for being here. Ashley, appreciate you being here. House Natick, welcome in as well. If y'all are over on TikTok, make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share it the live with a few people. And then we'll get flowing with some music here in just a moment. Let me get, that is Benjamin. Benjamin, I got you. Ghost Motion is in the building. Howdy. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Benjamin, you're on the board. You're ready to go. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for that. Erica, I got you. You're set. You're set. I got you up on the board as well. Let me see. Let's see. Lambs, welcome in as well. Okay, it's fine, Dom. Good. But let's say it has good return of investment, ROI. Yeah, I'm doing good. Just wrapped up work today. Same. I just finished up the projects I needed to get done for the day. I've had this big mix that's been kind of hanging over my head for a couple of weeks now. So I was finishing up some details on that. I'll give it a fresh ear after tomorrow. I'll be out of the city most of tomorrow doing some other stuff, and then hopefully can finalize spam calls all freaking day. Hopefully finalize this mix on Friday. What is today? Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah, Friday. Hopefully I can finish it up on Friday. So it's been good. It's been a good, productive day. We've been working like crazy, but it's great. Zion, welcome in. Mats, I appreciate you being here. Mike, I appreciate you joining the stream. If y'all are over on TikTok, tap the screen, share out the live with a few people. But let's get into some music, y'all. Let's kick it off. We got Erica in the building. Once again, if anybody would like to submit your music by Mike, appreciate you being here. Welcome in. If anyone would like to submit your music for a 20 to 30 minute multiple listen deep dive consultation on the structure of your music, you want to dive into the mix, you want to dive into the production structure, you want to dive into lyrics and song formatting, stuff like that, then that's what this live stream is all about. All the details are at my profile. Let's see. How long would you say it takes you to get a mix where you and the artist really like it? It just so depends on the song. It so depends on the song, and it so depends on the artist or artists that are featured and stuff like that. I've had some people that are so easy, and it's been so smooth and so straightforward. And like, you know, there's been some people where they're totally trusting of my process. They're totally, you know, all on board with what's going on. They really like the stylistic decisions I make. Maybe they're even mixing off a 2-track, and that's like 3 hours. 4 to just like finalize it, get a quick revision, and we're done. And I'm good in like a few days of just checking references. And then I've had projects take months and months and months and months because there's a whole bunch of artists, there's a whole bunch of opinions, there's a whole bunch of different levels of quality from different people recording. So I've had mixes and projects be finalized in 3 hours, and I've had mixes that have taken 8 months just based on how in depth the project is and how much nuance is involved in the record itself, especially if it's one that I'm producing as well. There's a project recently took about 7 or 8 months, not 7, 8, probably about 5 months. It was about probably about 5 months to complete the project. I produced the whole track, and I mixed 9 or 10 artists that were kind of featured in this track, and it was kind of crazy. Like a month or so for 4 songs to mix them. Yeah, and it really just depends on workload too, right? Like if tracking, yeah. So like I produced and tracked this whole thing, then got set tracks, had to send some tracks back, had to have a couple artists retrack some stuff. Then I finalized one thing, and the kind of executive producer was kind of like, okay, actually we need to switch this artist to a different part of the song. It was one of those that was kind of flipped around a lot. And then in the meantime of doing that, like I have to take on other clients and other projects, right? So it's like, yeah, I charged a fair, I charged a pretty good amount. And in the process, right, of something that takes that long, it's not like I can just like put everything on pause to like wait for them to, figure some of that stuff out or for me to finalize it. So in that process, I'm taking on new clientele all the time, working on other session work, other, session synth stuff. I'm taking on other productions and mixes. And so then the revisions on that started getting pushed farther back. It's like, hey, I finally got the revision notes back, but it's probably going to be another 2 weeks before I can actually get back into that project again, because now I have to finalize these other ones. It was just one of those projects that kind of went, it was a bit long-winded over time. But, hey, we got it done, and it's interesting because I don't think it's a project that's going to be released. It was kind of like just like a personal, like passion project for this guy. I just wanted to put a bunch of artists on and stuff like that. I actually don't think the song's going to come out, which is kind of funny. That's actually happened a lot. A couple years ago, I had a bunch of projects that either bands that disbanded, so they never released. I had another band that I did like an EP for. Their lead singer left, and so they wanted to get another singer on. That took forever to get, so they never released the original records there. I had an album that I did for an artist, and they just ended up not. They were like, man, I don't really want to go this direction stylistically, so I'm only going to release it to SoundCloud. And then when I am able to switch to it's like holding music hostage. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how, especially when you do it at scale, how often that actually happens. It was like last year was more, but like, or like 2 or 3 years ago, there was, for whatever reason, there was like a big chunk of projects, that for whatever reason, I think this was 24, yeah, 20, I think 2024. I don't know. Time is all messed up for me. Thank y'all for the follows. I appreciate it. Anyway, I think it was 2024. I think I had 47 mixed projects that year, if I'm remembering correctly, 47 mixed projects that year. There was probably like 17 of them, or like a chunk of them that never came out. Again, like I said, some bands that never released it, some artists that ended up not wanting to they released it and then said they didn't want to do music anymore, or their job was kind of weird about them, the way that they were talking to me. There's all these kind of random little things that happened, and then a whole chunk of that, like, slot of projects that I worked on, just as the engineer on those, no production, it never ended up coming out. Thank you for the heart me, LSO. I appreciate it so much. I know it is interesting. I was hoping I kind of had, in that time too, a lot of those art. So the group of like artists and producers, like that big chunk that didn't end up releasing, they were not people that were like very serious. There was a band and they were just getting started. Their tracking was really, really rough. Like, it was a big stretch to like do this project for them, and they were already just like barely scraping to kind of get this project put together, this like small EP put together. And then on top of that, then the lead singer left, and they were kind of hoping they would find someone else and maybe retrack, but then they were going to have to retrack all of that and go back into a studio. So they just, since they were already barely getting that record together, there was drama, so they for sure didn't want to release it with the old artist, but then they didn't want to spend like another $400 in studio time to get a brand new top liner, basically, or a new lead, band head to finish out the rest of the record with them. So it was just one of those things where they were like, either we just kind of, this was a fun project, it was a cool experience, we got all this done, and we'll just kind of leave it at that, or we're like, okay, now we're going to be another $1,200 into this, because now I need to mix in different vocals, different backgrounds, different layers, like that. Now I'm like, well, I can't do all of that. I can't like remix this production with brand new vocals, brand new layers, new melodies, excuse me, for free on I think it was like 4 tracks or something like that. I was like, there's no way I could do that. So then they're charging for studio time again. They have to pay, more for like mix revisions with new vocals. It just didn't work out. It didn't work out. And, I kind of expected it a little bit. Okay. Let's get it to, I have not listened to Bully. I have not. But yeah, I think typically, like, if things are pretty straightforward, it doesn't take that long. Yeah, of course. Yeah. It really just depends on current workload. It depends on the artists themselves. It depends on the depth of the project. One project might be, I have a project I'm working on right now, the mix that I'm trying to finish up. It's about 75 tracks. So it's like, it's a decent chunk where I'm dealing 75, 80 tracks, something like that. So the mix that I'm currently working on, where I've got a bunch of productions, there's like 4 different kick drums. And to be honest, 20 of those 75 are probably going to get muted and whatever rebalance. But as I work through it with the artist, we'll kind of see what is like a priority. There's tons of vocal layers. It's kind of like a gospel rap record. Yes, 75 tracks, one record. 75 tracks, one record. Yeah, not 75 songs. Not 75 songs. 75 multi, in the track outs. And which is not crazy, but like something like that that's got like choir layers. It's got a bunch of vocal stacks. It's got 4 different kick drums and 3 different snares. They're all trying to layer in. That's something that's gonna, it's gonna take a little bit longer than a 2-track with what's up, Shane? Welcome in. Than a 2-track with like a rapper in their in and outs and ad libs. Like that's obviously going to be a much simpler. Yeah, there's some brass in there. There's some strings. It's deep. I think it's around 75, 80. And that's not the crazy. I've done some that are well over 100 tracks. Like a big like pop record or R&B record can easily have over 100 in the multi. But this one's complicated because a lot of it, the complicated part about this particular production is that I feel like I'm running into a lot of like kind of not duplicates necessarily, but like redundant parts of the production.
Yeah, live drums. Yeah, and these are digital drums. These are sequence drums, but they kind of did the most. So we got 2 different hi hats plus a shaker plus this background percussion. We got 3 different snares. They did track 4 different. They layered 4 different kicks. I'm kind of assuming that by the time I like saturate and mix like 2 of them, that probably is all we actually need. So because it's not like 75 vital elements of the production, I feel like I'm spending a lot of time like just weeding through it all to like find what actually has to be there. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, for sure. So he's like he even emailed me and he's like, hey, I have 4 kicks on there. Is that okay? And I'm like, for sure, it's okay. Like I'm gonna make it happen. What is like vital to the record is going to take some filtering and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot there. I'm like, okay, a lot of this is redundant where like there's some vocal layers in there like that are kind of just unnecessary. They don't really like offer a lot to the mix. So I'm always in communication with them too, to just be like, hey, I'm hearing this little thing in the background. This isn't doing anything. And once I balance things, this isn't really doing anything in the mix. It just ends up noisy and busy. Are you okay cutting it? 99% of the time, like, yeah, whatever you feel like is going to make it the best record. But yeah, it's a bigger project, but it's fun. It's fun. I like it. I'd prefer this. I think oftentimes, just from like staying sharp as an engineer too, I like projects like this sometimes better than just like a 2-track and a vocal with ad libs. Like it keeps you on your toes. You got to be a little bit more creative with like your positioning and with the tools that you're using and stuff like that. Okay, well, we got to get into some music, y'all. We got some music to get into. It is, and it's like I would rather get paid more for more challenging productions and mixes than like less for something that is like super simple, but probably still going to require a lot of like back and forth with the artist and a lot of revision for something that is much cheaper to and easier to execute. Because oftentimes the really cheap one is a bigger stretch than the one that's more established and paying more. So you're always dealing with those dynamics as an engineer and as a producer of that relationship with the client as well, and that relationship with the musicians and stuff like that, to make sure that that everything is exactly how they want it to be, while also respecting your own like professional opinions on how the record should be and stuff like that. So it's always a little bit of a dance, but I enjoy it. All right, y'all, we're gonna get into some music. I appreciate y'all tapping in today. I see some follows, some shares and likes and stuff. I appreciate that so much. Y'all are amazing. Let's dive into some music. For those of you who are asking about submission or submitting in the chat, don't submit in the chat. I don't want y'all to spam it in there. A mod might come in and mute y'all. I don't want that to happen. I want you to be able to contribute to the live stream and chat and network and talk with people. So don't spam the chat. But if you would like to submit for a consultation like we're about to dive into now, go to my profile, click on the link. You're totally good. Yeah, we caught it. I appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, don't spam the chat. I know there are other live streams where they say spam the chat so they can kind of boost the engagement that way and pick from people in there. There's an order to what we do here. These are 20 to 30-minute consultations. They're deep dives into your music. We're going to go incredibly in depth into the structure of what you're doing. So if that's interesting to you and you would like to submit your music to get heard for one of these deep dive consultations, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the steps right there, and we'll get you up there. Jerome, I appreciate you. Yeah, dude, I love these headphones. I've had them for a couple years now. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, she's doing awesome. We've been working, but both of us have on our respective businesses and parts of businesses and stuff like that, have been working 12, 13-hour days lately. So it's long and tiresome, but we're building and we're moving and grooving, and so we're both very tired, but also doing well. What we talk about all the time is like there's welcome in, Jerome. I appreciate you so much, man. Love from the Netherlands. Please take me there. I need to get out of here. But side note. There's nothing that we would rather like grind for. You know what I mean? Like we both love the things that we're working on right now. We both love, the businesses that we're involved in and the creative spaces that we've built out of our home. Like we're very passionate about what we do, obviously. And so there's nothing that we would rather like struggle to keep doing. And so we're very, very grateful for that, but it's still, goodness, it's still a headache sometimes. All right, y'all, let's get into some music, y'all. Let's get into some music. Let me just double check really quick. Okay. We got Erica in the building. Shane, I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. I see you over on the Red app as well. Let's get into some music and let me dive into a few things here. We got Erica in the chat. This is Shattered Chains. I'm excited to get into this. Erica, remind me really quick. ASAP, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Remind me really quick, because there's another, is it a different band name The demo I sent is very rough. Haven't basement recorded it yet. What's your opinion? I love the basement recordings. I love it. Well, is Shattered Chains the name of the band? It is, right? Or is that sounds familiar to me, but there's not another name. Because I thought I remember that. But maybe it's the song name. All right, let me get this downloaded. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
So this is Redline by Good Nuff. Oh, wait. Good Nuff is the name of the band. Redline is the name of the song. Shattered Chains was just a placeholder name. So I don't get too confused. I reviewed Redline. I was okay. Sorry, I didn't want to get confused. I was like, hold on 1 second. All right, but this is called Shattered Chains. This is called Shattered Chains. I was like, hold on. I see so many names and so many. I get confused. All right, this is Shattered Chains by Good Nuff. Let's get into it. I'm excited. And keep in mind, y'all, Nicole, welcome in. It's good to see you, Nicole. This is a rough demo. So, but what you're going to hear is it's going to need some work. It's, not even tracked the way that it's going to be tracked. So keep that in mind. People be like, vocals aren't loud enough. And it's like, yeah, of course. Okay. So just keep that in mind that this is a very, very rough demo before the recording process. So let's dive into it.
4.
Miriam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you, Nicole.
Yeah.
We get a fresh recording. I love this.
Once we were fire, burning so bright, now linger in the dead of night. Promises feel like a ghost in the rain. Every word we share now feels like pain. Try to hold on, now we slipped away.
What's up, David?
Dawn in the echoes, all we used to say. Heartbeats growing cold, memories entwined. Time to break free and leave the past behind. Breaking up, breaking out. No more shadows, no more doubts. Can't dreams, I'm cutting my way. This empty space, I am okay. I am Pictures on the wall, they're starting to fade. The love we built is just a masquerade. Smile was a spark, now it's a spark. Can't keep pretending who we really are. Trying to hold on, but we slipped away. Caught in the echoes of we used to say. Heartbeats grown cold,
Let's go. Let's go.
break free and leave the past behind. Breaking up, breaking out. No more shadows, no more doubt. Shattered dreams, I'm flying away. In this empty space, I am okay.
Absolutely, Pat. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. Joseph, thank you for the bubble gum, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing amazing. I can hear this going a couple different directions. Like I can hear this having kind of like a slow, slightly swung acoustic drum. Bryce, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. We'll get you in line. You got good vocal range. And I got your message too, Joseph. I was responding to old messages for like 30 minutes earlier. I'm so behind, it's bad. I'm so sorry. But I got you. DK, welcome in. Nation, welcome in. Melody Man, welcome in. Let's go. Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Y'all show some love. That is Shattered Chains. Shattered Chains. And that is the artist that we're listening to kind of right here in the background as well is Erica Hart. You can see right above this, the vocals that you're hearing right there. Amazing, amazing job. Let's dive in and let's dive in. I'm excited. Tobias, welcome in as well. If anybody in here would like to submit your music, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details, and we'll get you up on the board. A little like Painted Desert road trip vibes. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I have no clue where to do harmonies yet. I got you. We can talk a little bit about that. Aiton is in the building. What's up, Aiton? I hope you're doing amazing. I've been working on the track I submitted previously. Let's go. You feel like you're getting closer to finalization of the production and stuff there, Aiton? That's amazing. All right, let's get into it. So this is C sharp minor starting on the 2 minor, right? Not that. That's like our loose progression. I like it. It's fairly dark and moody. The way that you're starting off, I feel like gives you a lot of this like ethereal and really kind of eerie nature that I think is really, really nice. So I want to just kind of build off of that to give it some openness, give it some texture. And I'm excited for you to build this out as a track as well. We got Shane in the building. Let's go, Shane. I love it when we get a chance to hear Shane Paul as well. Dude, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sending that in, man. I appreciate you a lot. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. DJ Blue, if you would like to submit, if anybody would, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. We'll get you in line. We'll get you up on the board, along with everyone else who's coming in right now. If you're on the red app and you'd like to submit, you can go to the description for the live stream. If you are on the purple app, use your imagination. You can type !submit right there in the chat and we'll get you up there as well. Michael Ryan, yes, absolutely. Any genre, any style, any language, any level of quality as well. Some people we've had people come in with voice memos like that. I mean, this is a off the phone voice recording before they go to track in their like basement studio. And we have like Grammy winning musicians that come through here. It's going to be all the way across the board and a lot of different genres and levels of quality. So no one needs to come in here thinking they have to have the best song. It's not even what this live stream is for. We're here to really just dive into the details no matter what it looks like. So you don't have to feel like, I know sometimes people come into these streams feeling like they need to like prove something or like put themselves on. That's not what we're doing here. We're here to get into the details. We're here to break it down and hopefully offer some really actionable feedback and really specific breakdowns to help you out, help anyone else out in the chat as well that is just starting on their journey or maybe is still very prolific at what they do but needs a little bit of help polishing certain elements of their production and mix and things like that. If anyone wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. Echo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Erica, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Acoustic Gymnastics is good evening to you as well. Aiton, I got you. I appreciate that. Let me get you up here as well. And then Erica, we're going to dive in. Thank you so much, Aiton. I appreciate the submission. Let me get you in line. Quick reminder as well, if you want to keep your eyes on the line, order, minimum, anything like that, then you can find that on the other platforms that we're live on, the red app and purple app, wink, wink. You can find those at my link as well. Shout out Scotland. Shout out to Scotland. Please, someone adopt Libby and I so we can in Scotland. All right, let's get here. I'm trying to get out of here. Let's go. This is Shattered Chains. This is Erica Hart that's right here in the chat. Let's start it from the top and let's get into kind of the main production and get into the kind of the format of what we have here.
1, 2, 3.
Side note, sidebar here. Leave in the counts for the original. I love little quirky things like that. Like I would like take something like this and like still count into your original record, especially with you as the lead vocals. This is such a random thing. You don't have to do this. Please feel free to like completely ignore that idea. But I also like the idea of you actually just having some like quirky intros. I've heard people doing that with drums, with the lead vocal, with like their music director in the background, stuff like that. Like just 1, 2, 3, 4. And you get into like the main structure right there. Stuff like that to me is really engaging to listen to. I like it a lot. Okay, Ben, thank you for the tiny diny. I appreciate you so much. So little things like, I don't know, try it out if you feel like it. But when I first heard this, I was like, ooh, I already like it. Even though we need to polish this before it gets done, like I already like the idea of just like counting in naturally like that.
4.
And I know I'm gonna like, look through the weeds here a little bit too, because I know this is such an early demo of y'all figuring out progression right there. So I don't want to like correct like, hey, the guitarist played a missed note. Who cares, right? That's not what we're here to talk about. But what I would make sure is very defined when you go to record is the progression and the lead line. Like I would make sure that your progression structure, in this case, the F sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, make sure that that is really defined with the rhythm guitars, the kind of like have a really clean like picking pattern. Like keep that like really defined so it's very easy to like find where you're at in the production, and then have also like a really defined instrumental hook as well for the lead guitar. They start playing a couple like random lines in the background. Aiton, I think I got you. Some random lines in the background. I would love to like have a really defined lead element on the guitar as well that feels very established. It doesn't feel random. It feels intentional. It feels on purpose. So however you figure that out, I think would be really, really nice as well. Our lead guitar played rhythm and our rhythm played the solo. Oh, nice. You're switching off a little bit. I like it. Okay. So like, let me back it up here. So
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you have this kind of, I want to hear it again real quick. So I would kind of follow this. Right? There's like a little bit of that in there. And also start here. Like following that melody a little bit with that lead guitar right there. Right now it bends in and out just a little bit. But I think it would be nice to like have a consistent melody that's repeatable. You can bring it back in an interlude between your hook and your verse again. You can bring that melody back in. You can have it in the outro as things fade out. Like having a distinct instrumental hook right there, I think would be really valuable because it's going to tell people what the song is immediately. He's using it, 100%. Like it's going to tell people what the song is immediately without having to like wait for the hook to start. It's going to give the track a little bit more of an identity early on, which I think would be really valuable. Brian, welcome in. Lakar, welcome in as well. Absolutely. Yeah. If anyone wants to submit profile, go to the link and then just read through and follow the details there and we'll get you up on the board. And I would also, for the verse, personally, and just my perspective on it right now, I would cut lead for the verse and then maybe bring it back in for hook or interlude right there. But I would so if you start with this kind of, if you have that kind of lead line in there, when you go into the verse, I would love to kind of like exit out some of the high level stuff that you have in there, some of the lead lines from the electric guitar to give some space for the vocal to really shine. And then of course you can always layer back in a little bit later once you've established the early vocal. This is like the second jam session that we decided to record it on a phone. I love it. That's why, like, for me, I don't mean any of this as corrections necessarily, but as just like things to think about before you do go to track, so that you have like a really clear vision when you do head to the basement, that is really, really, really well structured. So what does you think say it cuts off when it says, I don't know why it cut off, because it's under the character count. It's not for popular artist, Brian. It's not for popular artists. People come in and they're like, play play Blank Space by Taylor Swift, and it's not what we're doing here. So I just want people to know that this is not for your Spotify playlist. This is not for popular artists. This is for independent and underground artists, musicians, producers, engineers, so on and so on. To give them tools, give them tips, give them vision for their records, whatever it may be. So that's kind of the structure here. So if anyone wants to submit, that all happens at my profile. If you click on the link, you'll see all the details there. That way we can get you in line along with everyone else that we have as well. Sam, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, I know I don't know why it cut off. It might just be depending on the phone or device. I'm not positive actually. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper in here.
Every word we share feels like rain. Try to hold on, now we slipped away. Caught in the echoes, what we used to say. Happy throwing.
Let's see. Yeah, so there is some good, like, obviously when you go to record, we're gonna have a really clear progression right there. This will be a little bit more intentional and pointed. I can't wait to hear that, because I'm hearing your vocal melody. The only reason why the vocal melody feels a little bit more off is because those guitars are figuring out their parts a little bit, so I'm not worried about that. I was trying to kind of maintain where that melody sits, but I do think it actually it actually fits really well over what is going to be the root progression. So I like that.
Cold memories of time to break free and leave the past behind. Breaking out, no more shadows rolling down. Spent dreams I cut away. This empty space, I am
So you're kind of moving into a tag. So you have this. Let me hear this next. Let me hear the early part of the hook here. You kind of go then move back into the verse melody a little bit more right there. I would love to. And then you move to a tag. I would love for there to at least be like one repeated element within this hook structure for the vocal that I feel would really solidify. Yeah. See, I like the tag that you have at the end. So I'm like, how can we make sure there's at least one other repeated melody to kind of lock in that first part? Are you okay with non-professional recordings? I mean, NG, we're listening to this is a phone voice memo recording that we got right here. So 100%. It's about as raw as it gets. It's about as raw as it gets right here. Yeah, people send in like early demos all the time. 100%. Okay, I'm going to back it up here a little bit. I want to fine tune like maybe where we can kind of lock in that melody a little bit, because I don't want you to lose some of the pattern recognition you could have here. Where I'm kind of curious is if we could still, so right now, the energy of this hook kind of stair steps down with each next little section. The da 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 da, and then I'm okay, and then it drops even farther down, right? So the energy of the hook kind of slowly, the wave kind of crashes and moves down a little bit. I would love to like maintain some of that energy right there, so we feel that reassurance that's like, it's almost like overcompensated for, like, which I love. Like you're like, I'm saying this over and over, like I'm saying this over and over, almost like to convince myself that I am, right? Which at least that's what I get out of it, where it's like I'm saying I'm okay. It's like it's self-reassurance. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm okay by this repetition. I would love to maintain like your first melody, maybe at least for a moment. So if you do the breaking out, da 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 da. I'm okay. I'll tell myself da da da. And I go back into some of that, and then you could still like tag. You know what I mean? You could still tag a little bit after that, but I like the idea of like you have this first part of the I'm breaking out, da 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 da. I would love to hear the I'm okay. I tell myself da 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 Like, but you know what I mean? Like something leading off of that to maintain some of that like original energy from that vocal, and then you could still bring it down for a tag. The only reason why, and again, these are just ideas, maybe to even just get your own wheels spinning. But I just want to make sure that your melody doesn't change too often. We have the high, let me see, like breaking out, right? Like that first part right there. I don't want the melody changes there. It walks down, changes again, and then in your tag it changes again. Now the tag repeats obviously as a tag, but the melody kind of changes 3 times without ever kind of going back through them. And so I feel like as a hook, you're missing out a little bit on the remembrance sticky part, right? On the actual hook structure that's going to grab people, the pattern recognition, the repetition right there. So I think it could be valuable to have it a little bit, even if it's not the whole thing, like strictly copied over, right? But go back to that first melody for a moment before you bring it down for a little bit of a tag. I just think it would be valuable to have some of that repetition, just because I really feel like it helps you to solidify that hook. It's going to make it way more memorable and way more locked in. You're going to get that earworm, even in a really kind of like raw organic record like this one is. Okay. Aggie Jane, welcome in. I hope you're doing amazing today. Welcome in. Is it Yang? Thank you so much for hopping in. If you would like to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there if anybody would like to submit. I think that's right there. Like the energy is in the pre. Yeah, oh yeah, so I was like, hold on 1 second. It's in the pre and then drops. Yeah, I agree. It's like you build up a little bit and then it slowly kind of falls off. So if we can go back to that octave again and go back to the da 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 for a moment, it maintains the energy throughout the hook, and it'll be the same on any other hook that you go to. All right, let's go a little bit further here. Let me see. It's the I'm okay. I love it. That's amazing. So here I would go, I'm okay. Here I would go, It starts going down right there. I'm okay. I would go back to that melody right there, and how you fit those other melodies in there, how you fit some other words in there, or how you tag that obviously is kind of up to you if you feel like doing it. But I think we need that note again, right? We start with the breaking out, like you start with that melody right there. My brain says we need to go back to that melody again in order to like maintain the energy right there. So where you start going, I'm okay. You start tagging right there and the energy starts slowly falling off. I would just make sure you, for a moment at least, that you go back to the higher melody, if that makes sense. All right. I want to get into this second verse here. Shaylee, welcome in. Remix, remix, hold on. Still waiting for my DM back. Shaylee, where'd you DM? It's probably in my request, man. It's probably in my request. I was telling Joseph earlier, I've spent like 30 minutes responding to messages. It's on TikTok. Okay. I spent like 30 minutes right before the live stream responding to some messages I was backed up on. Cause I had a whole bunch of messages I need to respond to. So I'll let me see. You said it's on TikTok. Let me see. Let me see. If it's in request, I'll just try to pull it out of request. Give me a sec. That's where I get messed up. Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was in requests. It's far back in request too. It was under like 20 requests. Jeez, so many requests. God. Okay. Let me get it out of requests. Jesus. There's like 25 other requests on top of that. Requests will be the death of me. Okay, let me get this out of request, and then I can get it into my normal folder there. Sorry about that. Goodness, every time I go to request, it's like I'm like, oh man, there's 70 of them here. Okay, I'm so bad about requests. It's not fun. Okay, let's get into the next pocket here.
Break free and leave the past behind. Breaking up.
Because here's the dun, 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 that melody, right? That is the power of this track, right? That's the anthem of this track. That's where all of the energy comes from. That's where I really start to feel more of the emotion of this track. So that to me, it needs to be amplified. It needs to be supported, and that to me is that to me is where we really need to make sure that there's support for the vocal, that melody comes back to that higher octave. That way, you don't lose steam as soon as you go to that moment right there. Cook makes music. Thank you for hopping in. The whole thing's changed now. I've done my lyrics and vocal melodies now. Can't do a backtrack. Okay, got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, however I can help, I'll do my best. All right.
Breaking out. Don't shut down. Don't down. Trees of them that we space like a
See how then it dips right there? Like, I want a double right there. Like, da, 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 da. I want to I want to feel the energy of, especially if you do end up. We end up bringing in some percussion and some even just like simple live drums to come in and like break up some of the energy right there and build it up a little bit. That's a very like anthemic hook, right? I mean, I'm breaking out. I'm okay. Like it's very powerful. It's emotional. It's very anthemic. So the last thing I want to happen is for like all of the energy of those really powerful anthemic lyrics to kind of die and everything feels soft. It feels subdued. I want it to feel as powerful as the lyric structure is. And so my main thing that I'm looking for here, even though I know I'm repeating myself a lot, the main thing I'm looking for is like, does the production, the chords, the way you build out the music, does it support, like, does it line up with the energy of the vocal structure? And that to me is kind of what I'm dissecting here a little bit. And then the only other thing for me is, as we're kind of getting through this, is right now I know this is incredibly simple. It's super as far as like production structure goes, there's just like 2 guitars. So I also just want to make sure, like I mentioned earlier, that there's some lead element, like there's some lead structure that helps you kind of ID the song, if that makes sense, right? Mason, welcome in. But it didn't take the link. It should take the link. It shouldn't have any issues with taking the link. Let me just double check that it didn't come through. Shane, Aiton, Benjamin, I got you. If it might be that the file's too big, you could check that. So like if the link is to a wave and it's like 58 megabytes or something like that, you could try Dropbox, you could try Drive, you could try, there's a bunch of services now, you could try WeTransfer, something like that. It's SoundCloud? No, it's SoundCloud, there's no issue. There's no issue at all with SoundCloud. So yeah, just, I can't see a single reason why the link would come through, because it's come through for everyone else. So yeah, just try it or give it a second. And then let me know if you're getting a message as to why the link isn't sending. Because that would just be on your email's end. Because I get emails from all over the place, all different emails, all different stuff, all over the world. So yeah, let me know if you're getting like a something descriptive that's telling you what's going on with the link. Okay, let's get into the last little section of the song here. You could also like post second hook. I hear the guitar right here, but I would definitely have, like we're talking about lead elements, I would definitely have maybe some sort of guitar solo right here. I think that could be really powerful. There's a lot of great moments in here that I think can offer you some extra stages of power and energy in this mix. Like I could absolutely hear like a really, really nice, like jazzy rock structure, guitar solo right there that just really wakes up the mix. Thank you for the rose, Indy. I appreciate it. Desperado, welcome in as well. I hope you're doing amazing. But yeah, something to kind of cut into the mix right there, wake it up after that verse, to give you a little bit more energy right there. We have detected inactivity. Goodness gracious, TikTok. Why does it keep doing this? Why does it keep doing this? I'm literally right here. People are commenting, they're liking, they're gifting. Like, what is going on? Okay, we are active and we're right here. Okay, let's keep it running into this last section right here. And then you could always do like a double hook at the end as well.
ready to fly. No more looking back, ever claiming your soul. In the wreckage of us, let it
So like this would be a good opportunity too to like bring this down to like a really low. And kind of build up right there, going into like your last section of this. Break it up, break it up. You get into the next section right there, and it's got a bunch of energy behind it. This is where you can build in some dynamic range a little bit as well, right? Where we bring it like maybe you do like the double hook that we're talking about. You go straight. So in this context, it would be verse, it would be hook, it would be verse 2, it would be hook, guitar solo, like low bridge, like a low bridge. That's maybe just like 4 measures, 2 to 4 measures. Bring it down for that 4 measures, then bum, 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 ba-doom, ba-psh, and then hit it hard for like a double hook at the very end. And then you can kind of close out from there. I think that gives you some structure that makes it repetitive where it needs to be, but there's still a lot of twists and turns between the verses, between your melodies, between the bridge. You get a guitar solo in there, some like light drums. I mean, even like on the drum side, I don't think you need to go like crazy. I think you could even do like reeds. Like the reeds are great. Like I'll show you real quick if you don't, just in case you don't know, but these are great for slightly like softer drum impact, right? These are, well, focus. There we go. These are great because it gives you a little bit of a softer attack. They're still very like sharp and very transient, but not nearly as impactful as utilizing like full sticks or mallets or anything like that. So, but also like not as soft and as easy as using brushes or something like that. So I think having something like reeds, I think would be fantastic. This will give you a nice little, like a kind of a soft, crunchy drum structure without it being like too sharp and too punchy. I love reeds. I love reeds for that reason. So if you don't want to go too crazy and still have this kind of like acoustic rock feel, maybe try something. You could try brushes, but maybe try something like reeds to give you a little bit of that impact right there. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love. That is the family. Erica Hart, I love anytime we get a chance to hear your music and hear what you're working on. It's incredibly impactful. It's very endearing. Exotech, thank you for the follow. I think you've got a great vocal structure. You have good melody structure. So what I'm kind of looking for is how do we make sure that there's instrumentation that takes a lead, that has like a good structure to it, like intro, interludes, solo, stuff like that, that feels consistent. It feels like it has an identity. I think that's one of the biggest things. I don't want to just hear chords and then a vocal. I want some sort of instrumental identity as far as like melody goes or chords go that lets me know as soon as this starts playing with the count-in. I really like the count-in. That I'm like, oh yeah, I know the song. I know that this is Shattered Chains. You know what I mean? I know exactly what I'm listening to. That identity, I think, is really important, and I feel like you'll be in a great spot if you can compartmentalize that just a little bit as well. Mason, I got you, man. Thank you so much. Y'all, please show some love. Show some love to Erica Hart. Almost ready to record an album. We have so much more we're working on. Let's go, Erica. I love to hear it. That makes me so happy. Goliath, thank you for the follow as well. I really appreciate it. Let me get a couple things updated here really quick as well. Mason, I got you. I appreciate you. And then we'll actually be probably adjusting some things in just a minute since I only have 5 more songs today. So let me get Mason on there. Mason, you're ready to go. Zan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot as well. And then NG, I got you as well. Okay, so let me see. And then NG, hopefully we can figure out oh yeah. We're gonna go all over the place. Trust me. It's going to be all over the place. Okay, let's get straight into the next one because I don't have a ton of time. So we got Shane in the building. Shane, hop in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Ray's in the building. What's up, Ray? Welcome in. How much of a song should someone own if they mix and master for you? I don't take any points on mixing master. They're not closed. People can still submit, they can still skip. I only have time for 5 left, so it just depends on whoever those top 5 are. I don't take any points on mixing and mastering, only on parts of the structure of the song that I'm involved with. So if I am a producer on the record, if I'm actually handling the structure of a production, then I typically take points on the publishing and on the mechanical side. But I don't do that as a mixing and mastering engineer. Mason, thank you for the follow. Only on the mechanical side and publishing side as a producer, not as an engineer. When I first You're good, Mason. You're good. You got a little bit of time. When I first got started as an engineer, sometimes what I would do is I would mix for really cheap. So I was doing, some cheaper mixes, 100, 150 bucks. And for those like really cheap ones, as I was like building a client base early on in my career, sometimes I would take like 1-2% or something like that, just so I could lower the price for my clientele, whether at the time I was like 75 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, whatever it was. I could charge very, very little, but like take like 2%. So it's like, it's not, obviously the price isn't really going to hurt the artist that much, but also if the song blew up, it was somewhat mutually beneficial, but I haven't done that. And it's been many, many years since I've done that. Right now, it's a service that I'm offering, mixing and mastering is a service that I offer. It's just a straight fee. No points involved at all. All right. Let's get into it. We got Shane in the building. I specifically need help with 2 areas. The mix balance. Also, this has a master on it. Tried my hand at it. Let's go. Key issues and the riffs. I thought I was doing some modulation and it would sound good, but there are areas where it's bad. I need help and ideas. Okay, sounds good. I'm aware of other issues like timing, and I don't think I'm happy with the intro. I'm also adding lyrics for the second bridge to include in the empty instrumental area because it's too dead. Okay, so you got some stuff you already kind of have on your mind. You have some things that are kind of already on your mind there. And so I'll try to focus on filling in some of those gaps as well. If you want to check the queue, it's on the other platforms that we're live on. Let me see. Let me get this downloaded. So we're live on 3 different platforms right now. On the other live stream platforms, the line is always up. You can always see how many songs we have left. You can always see the minimum. You can always see your place in line, stuff like that. Goliath submission just happens at my profile. You go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow all the details there. And you'll be ready to go. All right, let's get into it. But I always tell people just keep the line up on another tab so you can always see, because as we get towards the end of the live, I always try to update the line and update the minimums so that people don't submit knowing they can't get heard. So I do that over the course of the live all the time. Okay, let's get into it. But yeah, if anyone wants to submit, that happens on my profile. Click on the link and then just read through and follow the details there. All right, Shane, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We're moving and grooving. This is Twin 5 or Twin Master number 5, maybe, I don't know. But it's what I see here is Twin 5. So let's get into it. All right. Let's go, Shane. I'm not convinced. It's a benevolent scheme. This plot's got a twist that I've already seen. I'm not convinced. It can set me free. One ring, one run, one utopian beast. You follow the leader till all your believers are falling for theater and calling to see with your friends. Yeah. You say it just brings us all together. This is cool, Shane. Really cool structure, man. They're over on the Red app, YT. Shane, if you want to hop in over on TikTok for a second, that way you can let people know where you are. Okay, Shane. Okay, Shane. I haven't heard too much of that from you. Let's go. Let's go. Shane Paul. It's just him. He did everything. That's what's crazy, Benjamin. He did absolutely everything. He's very, very talented, a multi-musician. He wrote it. He produced it. He's doing the mix on it. He's doing it all, man. So y'all, please show some love. Okay, I got some notes. I'm doing my best to move today. Sammy, welcome in. I'm moving and grooving. I'm going to try to move at a good pace while still running through. There's Shane Paul. Shane Paul right in the chat right there. Everybody go follow him. He's doing everything. It reminds me of Cheap Trick somehow. Anyone remember them? Oh man, it sounds super familiar. I don't know if I remember. It also just kind of reminds me of like some of like the early Switchfoot stuff, which is also, that's a bit nostalgic as well. Let's go. Miar, welcome and happy birthday to you I was going to say as well. You didn't say that to me. Happy birthday to you. I appreciate you tapping in. Show some love to Shane Paul, who's right there in the chat. Let's run it from the top. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to try to bullet point things here, and then we'll dive specifically into them. One of the reasons why you're struggling with, again, for one, you have great song structure here. I love your vocal on this. I think your writing is fantastic. The song itself, beautiful. I love so much of what you're doing. I think it's amazing. The thing that you're running into is just a lot of things running into each other in the same space. You have these digital like these like VST drums or like electronic drums. I hear like a cymbal that pops over to the left every once in a while, like one of your rides or like an 18 or something that pops over to the left. But the vast majority of your drum structure, all of them are coming at you right down the middle as well as all of your other vocal layers as well. That is probably, let me see. Is that you who just sent, hold on. Is it Stanislav? Is that you? Is that you? Let me see. Let me just double check really quick so I can make sure I get you. Is it Deadwish? Is that you? Let me know. That way I can get you in the right spot. I want to make sure I get you in the right spot. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot as well. Okay. And I'll get back into it. As soon as I confirm that, I'll get you up on the board, ready to go. I appreciate you so much. Okay. So yeah, you have a bunch of different elements that are kind of all, okay, yeah, that is you. Sorry, I just saw the other message. I just saw the message. Yep, let me get you up there. I think that is Deadwish. Let me see. Yeah. Let me get you up there. Perfect. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. Let me get you up there. Fantastic. All right, let's keep it moving. And I got your email as well. All right, let's run it from the top. So yeah, but one of the biggest things that you're running into is just everything kind of coming at you right down the middle, right? And so there's not a lot of space for that vocal to exist. Basically, all you're getting as far as like filling out most of your stereo field is a double tracked lead, which I do think sounds fantastic. That double track lead sounds really, really nice. And then some of your vocal layers that are double tracked, some of those cut out a little bit to the outside as well. But other than that, the vast majority of what you're hearing is kind of coming at you from right here. So you're losing a lot of like clarity and separation and distinction. So I want to get some of your vocals. Yep, I got you, Deadwish. Yep, you're up on the board. You're ready to go. I appreciate you so much. What I want to do is start creating some separation in your panning, and then see how that impacts your perceived loudness, right? Because as you start to open some things up, as you start to move some vocals around and some guitars around and stuff like that, you're going to hear some things kind of come to life a little bit more. And I would love to kind of see how that works out as well. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. We're going to run it from the top, and we're gonna dive in. I'm excited. How do I send in a track for feedback? Is it Spisku? Thank you so much for hopping in. I might be butchering that name. If you want to submit on the purple app, for anyone who's in here, type _submit right there in the chat, and we'll get you up on the board. Keep in mind that this is how many tracks that we have left, and this is the minimum right now over here on the line. That way you can kind of keep track. And in fact, I do need to bump it up as people are coming in, because I only have 4 left. Aiton, I got you. Aiton, I appreciate you so much, man. Let me get you pushed as well. I think I can keep where we're at for now. But yeah, just keep in mind that the board is modular, and it's going to move a little bit. It's going to move around a little bit as we go. I got 4 songs left. 4 songs left. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the board over here. Okay, let's run it from the top. Tommy, thank you for the follow. Are you streaming on TikTok using a Neumann as your mic? Yes, I am. I am streaming. Well, I'm on TikTok and 2 other platforms as well. But it is. But yes, I am streaming with a Neumann. I can see that side screen on TikTok. What's the queue look like? It's not. It's not on TikTok. So you have to go to the other platforms that we're live on. The red app, YT, or the purple app, starts with a T. If you do that, then you'll see it on the other platforms. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, you got to go to the other. You can find them at my link. If you go to my link, you'll see the other platforms there. And I just recommend that people just keep them up there. I try not to tell people, thank you for the follows, what the line is constantly, because just like this just happened 3 times already, where people are skipping and they're moving around. So sometimes I tell people where they are, and then that has changed by 4 spots by the time the next song is played, and then they get frustrated by that. I'm like, just keep it up on another tab, keep it open. That way you can always see kind of where you're at. All right, let's get into the track. Yeah, try the other ones, Ben. Try the other platforms and see if it's a little smoother. TikTok's been a little glitchy lately. How are you? Remind me really quick how you're tracking drums. Remind me really quick. I think that's Mason, right? Mason, welcome over. Yeah, now you can kind of see the full format here. Let me know how you're tracking drums. Remind me really quick, Shane. Because these doubles, some of the chorusing that you're getting out of the vocals, that's giving you a ton of life and a ton of openness, which I absolutely love. I think that sounds fantastic. I want to open up those drums a little bit, but that also kind of depends. Thank you for the follow. That depends on played on an Alesis mesh. How are you outputting from that? Are you outputting in mono? Do you just have a single mono cable coming out of that? Of course. You're only running MIDI, and then you have the MIDI then going to like a VST. So you're using the Alesis to trigger the VST. You're not using internal sound engines. Am I reading that correctly? Kind of. Okay, so the biggest thing that I want you to focus on is in that drum VST. For one, make sure that you are running that MIDI into a stereo track. That's like first and foremost. Make sure that the VST that you're triggering is a multi-instrument, right? That it does have a stereo output, right? I want to make sure that when you're triggering the MIDI, that everything is going to stereo. If it is in stereo, then you need to go into the mixer of that VST and make sure that things are panned around, that your overheads are wide, that you have like distinct direct mic placement and stuff like that, even within the VST. Because right now it sounds like almost everything is either like kind of collapsed back to mono, or which could be the case because it almost sounds like there's a little bit of phasing on the drums, but it almost sounds like the phasing on the drums is just happening from you re-triggering the snare with 2 hits at the same time. That happens a lot if you have like a direct resampling. Thank you for the follow. A direct like if you hit 2 of the exact same samples at the same time on a snare and it's like quantized, then you're going to get probably a little bit of phase cancellation there. So just keep in mind some things like that. But I would just go back into the VST and make sure that your overheads are panned out, that some of the other dynamic mics that you have are like maybe like high tom a little bit left, second tom a little bit farther right, low tom maybe 40%, 50% to the right. Try to open that up just a little bit so that you get a more full image of that drum set, so you can open it up quite a bit more, because right now it does just feel a little bit limited. It's collapsed here, and so what's happening is like your cymbals, your crashes, your hats, your snare, kick, tom rolls, all of that is kind of coming at you from right here, which is kind of interrupting that lead vocal a little bit as well. You just have a lot happening kind of in that center channel of the mix, and I would love to kind of get some things out of the way of that vocal a bit. That will definitely help. That will definitely help with your image here. It kind of sounds, and again, you know how you're tracking better than anyone. It kind of sounds like you have like maybe either like a doubler or a widener on to try to regain some of that width. Is that happening? Or maybe it's just the VST. Maybe it is just the VST and how it's triggered. But it almost sounds like, because I do hear, like I said, it sounds like I almost like only hear your hi-hat off to one side a little bit. Like maybe there's some doubling separation or like Haas effect where you're getting some timing distinction and then pushing it a little bit wider right there because it was only in mono or something like that. Maybe. But either way, either way, what I want you to start doing, just opening up the stereo field right there and getting those drums panned out. That way you can feel the energy of that again. It'll kind of match what you're doing with the guitars, and give your vocals a little bit more space to shine here. Because those guitar doubles sound really, really nice. I think your tone is awesome. It's really well done. Separate all the elements on individual tracks and by panning them out. Then duplicate. Let me see the next message real quick. Thank you so much, Mason. I appreciate you, man. Then duplicated the total drums and created a room mic track that might be, yeah, then you've collapsed a little bit, I think, too. I think that's what's happening. So and created a room mic track that might be phasing. Yeah, double check that, because I do that is most likely what's happening. What you want to do, so I'm assuming what you're talking about is creating an aux for a room, right? You created an aux to check out Blasphemy. I don't know. Blasphemy is hilarious. Hannah, that's a way better name for a song. So if it's your song and it's named Blasphemy or Blasphemer, you should definitely call it Blasphemy, because it's absolutely hilarious and will get people's attention. Thank you for joining. Regardless, sorry, I'm just seeing some of the chat. Thank you so much for joining. We have time for just a handful more tracks. So if you want to submit, you can. Just keep in mind that the minimums are updated right now, just because we are getting towards the tail end of the track. In fact, let me just update this over here as well. Ben, I got you as well. Ben, I appreciate you so much. Okay, I got you, Ben. I got you up there. I just saw the notification too. I actually duplicated the MIDI on another track and just mixed. Oh, okay. I got you, because we got to fix this. We got to fix this. I got you. Ben, I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to keep that updated right here. Here's what you need to do. Okay, all you need to do is send that to an aux. Send all of your drums to a drum aux, and then on that drum aux, you set it into a room, right? So just as an example, real quick, let's switch over here for a sec. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, no, don't. You don't need full sail. No, sir, you're fine. Okay, all we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna show you the loose version, right? I'm gonna do this quick and whatever. All right, whoops. In fact, I'm doing the wrong thing. Don't do that. Quick keys. Boom. There's quick keys. Let's go here. We're going to create an aux track. So all you need to do, and this is going to change your life. It's going to make it way better for you, right? So here is your drum room. Boom. All right, we got drum room right here. Actually, you can't see where it says drum room, but you'll get the idea. So what you're going to do, man, is just send all of those drums. So you have now, let's say, 10 different drum tracks or whatever it is, right? You got 10 different drum tracks that are now, you have them in MIDI, but they're outputting to audio, right? They're outputting, this is your full sail, right? You have all of these 10 different tracks, they're triggered by MIDI, and then they're routed to audio so that you can mix them and compress them and do whatever you want to do with them. Send all of those, if you haven't already, send all of those to a drum bus. Okay, send all of those to a drum bus. That way, all of your drums are funneled into one place, and in that one place, you can saturate them all, you can compress them all together, you can glue them all together, you can EQ them as one kit, so on and so on. You've done what you need to with the individual tracks, and then you're going to actually balance everything underneath one track right here. No, I'm not in the mood to listen to your announcements today, but I have the best day. Fabulous, I appreciate it. All right, and so once you've done that, you'll have everything going to one place and you can affect it. Then what you're going to do is what I've done right here. Let me build this out. You can't see it because it's not centered on the screen or whatever, because I'm limited with my real estate right here. But then I've created an aux that is a drum room, just like you would with your reverbs for any other track, right? On that drum room aux that you have, you're going to add whatever reverb that you want. I like the Hitsville reverb chambers, so I'm going to pull that up. Boom, here's our Hitsville reverb chambers. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to a different one that's actually I like better for, I think it's the Sound City Studios. Yeah, Sound City Studios. This is my favorite for drums. If you don't have this plugin, that's fine. You can literally do a stock plugin room. It literally doesn't matter, but I'll just kind of show you what I'm looking at here. Let me go here. So we're going to go to drums. We're going to go to live because you have a little bit more of a live sound. You can change, what I like about this is you can change the mics, you can change the distance, you can change the treatment in the room. I love it. It's my favorite plugin for drums. We're not re-miking. We are going to go into a reverb mode over here. And then what you're going to do, this is already mixed 100%. Then I'm going to put it on my piano right here, right? So I have a reverb on the piano already, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to go to my sends right over here, and I'm going to select the drum room. So now what I'm doing is I'm sending, in this case, it's going to be my piano, right? You're doing it with your drums. You're going to send your entire drum mix on that aux to that room and play it through the room, and then you can mix it in. But the signal is completely dry. I'm just going to mix in the reverb. Right? That's a little crazy sounding. Let's push it back here. And it just gives you that space, right? So now like this piano sounds like it's kind of in the middle of a room, and I can edit it, right? Like I can move some stuff around. I can go into the mixer over here. I can lower the close mic a little bit here and increase these room mics. I can give them a little bit more separation, and the mix is fully in stereo here. And then you get all of this energy. That sounds like a piano in a room. But the lead signal is still that piano. I'm not touching the piano at all. Right? So that's what you want. So what's going to happen is now your stereo drums, right? Your stereo drums they're open and they're panned exactly. No duplication, no phase cancellation, right? Like you're getting your full drum mix. They're left and right. The overheads are super wide and washy. They're doing it. The drums are doing everything that you want them to do. And then I'm keeping nothing is being touched about the piano. The dry is completely still there. Your original signal for those drums is there. You're just going to place them in a mix. You're going to place them in the room, right? Piano's still there. I'm just adding in the room around it, right? That's what you're looking for. So send all of your drums to an aux, and then send all of those drums to a drum bus. Send that drum bus into a room and mix in that room. Magic. Now your drums are going to sound massive. They're going to sound like they're in a stadium. They're going to sound like they're reflective. They're going to sound like they have energy again. You can all saturate there, EQ there, compress over there, all of that fun stuff, and it'll change your world, man. It'll change your world. Okay, give me a second. Let's get back over to the line really quick. I think I'm seeing some chats in here, so I think I need to update a few things. So give me just one moment. I'm running out of time, so it's pushed to video. It's still going in the country. Oh, it's 2 a.m. Deadwish. Damn. Okay, I got you. Let me get some things updated real quick. And then Shane, those are some of the elements that to me are the biggest. That to me covers the vast majority of what you actually need from this record. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like we need to create separation again. We need to create width again, so there's space for the vocal to exist. And once there is, rebalance yourself, right? I'm not gonna tell you too much about balancing, because this is gonna completely change the balance of the mix. Your guitars already sound good. A lot of your vocal layers already sound good. Some of those doubles can move outside of the vocal a little bit. But once you restructure the drums, you're gonna have to kind of go back in and rebuild kind of where that vocal mix sits. And then I think you'll be fine. I'm not too worried about what else is kind of coming your way there. Okay, real quick, Deadwish, I got you. Deadwish, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the support. That means a lot, man. I know you got to run quick, so I'm going to try to move at a good pace too, so I can get through what all of y'all are needing to do as well. Okay, let's move a little bit deeper into the song here. But I love this song structure. I love your sound design. Mason, that's what we do here, man. Every single track, that's what we do. What program are we using for this? This Pro Tools. So the DAW that I'm using is Pro Tools. The reverb that you saw there, I think it's the Sound City rooms or something like that. That's a Universal Audio plugin. Universal Audio has a room plugin where you can re-room or re-mic your drums and send them into another space. All right. There's so much about this that I love, Shane, that I think sounds really, really, really good. It's just those elements stepping on each other's toes in the middle. I think that's going to largely get mitigated when you open up the drums again. So I'm really not too worried, even though there's some mud in this mix and there's some things that are stepping on each other a little bit. I'm really not too worried about it, because this is going to sound pretty dramatically different, man. So I think once you rebalance the vocals and open up the drums, I think you're gonna be in a good space. Fractured Palette, welcome, man. It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you're doing amazing. No, this Deadwish, this is all Shane, man. This is all Shane. They're a one-man band. We miss y'all too. I hope y'all are doing all right. I hope life is somehow treating y'all well. It's a little crazy these days. It's a little wild out there these days. But it's good to see that name pop up in the chat. I hope my submission doesn't get priced out. Right now, Mason, you're hanging on. Right now you're hanging on. That, you know, who knows the twists and turns of life from here on forward. But yeah, right now you're sneaking in the end right there. Okay, let's get into this outro really quick, and then we'll move. Boy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. And then same thing here, like, because this is such a strict, like, dry MIDI file, and like with this VST where you're like trying to get a little bit more energy out of it, it sounds very digital, right? Like when you hear that resampling of the kick, it does sound like an electric drum set or like a VST. So once you set that into a room, actually into like a stereo room, and it feels much less direct and small, that's going to feel totally different too. So that was the other thing that I was hearing. I was like, okay, we need to correct that. But now we've talked about setting the drums into a room and processing them on a bus, I think it's going to sound completely different. Once you set that into a room, it's going to feel bigger. It's going to feel like it has a little bit more energy behind it. So I'm some of the things I was going to talk about, I think will be mitigated just by properly, processing those drums on a bus, sending it into a room, and you'll be fine. Let me get the outro here, and we'll move on. Daniel, thank you for the follow. Obsessed with the outro, man. The outro is fabulous. The outro is it's so good. This outro, to be honest with you, this intro.
One.
Wrong song. Where'd it go? Here. This intro and this outro right here might be like that intro and outro might be like my favorite parts of songs I've ever heard from you. Like those feel so they feel so connected. They feel so energetic. They feel well executed. Like, I love it. I love it, man. Like, I think this intro and this outro is my favorite song of yours. I mean, the middle of it's great too. Don't get me wrong. Middle of it's great too. But that intro and outro is so like, that's a song, right? Like, it's like we were talking about with Erica earlier, like defining moment of a song. You know what I mean? Like an ID to the song where like when you hear this intro, bum, 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 and you hear this, I don't know. When you hear that stuff, those are IDs of the song. You know what I mean? Like those are defining elements of the song that like people will remember and want to hear again. So dude, like honestly, props to you on the writing, props to you on the production, man. This is fantastic. Y'all show some love to Shane. Shane, you know we love and adore you, man. I appreciate you so much. Shane Paul Music, he's one of the OGs of this live stream, man. So I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate your just support, man, of Libby and mine, and your support of just this community, man. It means a lot. So y'all please show some love. Show some love, show some love. Is it Senpai? Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. And Mason. Dude, I got you, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that more than you know. I appreciate them more than you know, man. I got you, man. That's absolutely crazy, man. I appreciate you so much. Let me get this updated here. We're going to move into our last couple songs, y'all. Last couple songs. These are our last 4 of the day, and then we're going to be live. Actually, I won't be live tomorrow. But I will be live Friday. I will for sure be live Friday, but I will not be live tomorrow. So keep that in mind. And of course, anybody that doesn't get heard is always saved. It's always saved to my list. You never have to worry about me listening without you. You never have to worry about you like not being here for your breakdown or anything like that. Okay. Let me do this really quick. Let me see just a couple things really briefly. Braxton, welcome in, Braxton. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. Let me get all these in place. I'm going to go ahead and close the lines, actually, y'all. Just because I can't go any longer than the time that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and close the line for new submissions that are coming in, and then we'll hold on to the ones that we have in here right now. Let me go ahead and close this. That way we can lock in the top 4 that we have in here. So that way y'all can get heard at a somewhat decent time, even though I know I do take a long time, which is not necessarily going to change. I want to go into detail. I want to give as much value as possible. But we got Deadwish, Benjamin, Mason, Aiton. That's the top 4 currently speaking. That might move around a little bit within the stack, but no new submissions will come in right there. I don't know.
Oh, dude, it's so catchy. I feel like I'm going to be wanting to sing that for the rest of the night. Dead Wish. Unalived Wish. I forget I need to self-censor over on TikTok. Unalived Wish. Half in the chat. I hate TikTok sometimes. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm excited to let me see. Let's see. I've got multiple things. Yeah, I know. I gotta do my stuff. All right, this is It Was You. Let me pull it up over here. Hold on. All right, this is It Was You by Deadwish. Deadwish. Deadwish, give me all of the details. Talk to me about context. Talk to me about details. Give me some details on the role that you play in your Benjamin. It is so annoying. I don't know. There's so many things. You got to use code. You got to use code on TikTok sometimes. Anyways, give me some context on the role that you play, Deadwish, in this track here. Drummer, vocal, producer, whatever it may be. Talk to me about some of the details. And let's get into it. This is It Was You by Deadwish. I believe that this is a released song, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, give me some details. Let me know who produced it, who mixed it. 13 from Ukraine, had huge impact by heavy bass music. Let's go. 3 more songs after this, y'all. Vocals are mine. Okay, beautiful. I love that. I'm ready for the drop. Appreciate you so much, Erica. Have an amazing rest of your time. This is smooth. I feel you there. I can relate so much. It depends on the day, Ben. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Whoops, that's the wrong button. There we go. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Let's dive into it. Let's get into some of the details here. This is released, so I do want to go and pull it up. It Was You by, let me see, Deadwish. Let me pull it up on Spotify really quick. It was you down. Overprocessed vocals are a staple of that style, though, so that's not even necessarily a critique. Talking about overprocessed vocals in like electronic music is kind of funny, honestly. Okay, let's get this updated. This was It Was You by Deadwish. Yeah, any genre. The line is closed, though, y'all. The line is closed, so keep that in mind. I have it on both of the other platforms that we're live on. Line is closed, so if you want to submit, you'll have to do it tomorrow. You'll have to do it, or no, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. It'll be Friday. I'm not able to go live tomorrow. I got to work through some other stuff. What's up, Joel? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing amazing today. But yeah, absolutely. Any genre, any style, any level of quality. We're going. Most people are sending unreleased stuff for the most part. Joel, of course you can. of course you can. It's of course. Aiton, I got you, man. I appreciate it so much. 100%, Mason. 100%. 736. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. All right, let's back this up here. Let's get into it. Once again, this is. Let me see. Why is this? Hold up. Wait a minute.
Got you, 18, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, y'all, we are close. We are close for today. If you want to submit, you'll have to do it Friday. You may say, or you did you do it on live? I gotta tap in with your live again, man. It's so fun. I love watching. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. I love watching other producers do their thing. It's so fun for me, man. It's like that's my ASMR. That's my meditation is watching producers go through snare samples. Okay, let's get into it. This is It Was You by Deadwish. Let's hybrid trap. Come on, somebody. All right, let's run it, man. This is It Was You by Deadwish. Let's dive into it. I want to get into a couple details here. One is your buildup, really quick. Deadwish. One of the things that I want to get into is your buildup. You have some pretty decent sound design and like sound selection choices in your buildup, along with your sample over the top of it. And I love that you sampled your own voice. Huge fan. I think more people should do that. I love when I hear someone who is building their own samples from scratch. Nothing wrong with using something from Splice. There's nothing wrong with using a cymatics pack or something like that if it's just what you have the capacity to do and what makes sense for you. But if you're able to do your own samples, you just own it. You don't have to worry about absolutely anything. Nobody has what you have. It's one of the things I love about like building my own like synth samples and like synth loops and stuff like that is I can just do it myself. Nobody has that sound and nobody has that texture. And that's something that I love about it. So I love that you're doing your thing. I wish that buildup was longer. I needed a little bit more anticipation before the next drop happened. It's like you kind of started to build in some interesting sound design. There's a little bit of tension and then it kind of just rolled off. It was like a small wave where it just like rolled off into the next section of the song, like your hook of the song. And there almost like wasn't enough tension built, enough energy built to kind of justify the next transition. So I do kind of wish that each of your breakdowns was maybe even like another 2 measures long, another 2 to 4 measures long to build up a little bit more energy before you like satisfy that energy and move into the next section. Because a lot of your sound design, I think is very like staple in the genre. It's really consistent. It's really clean. Tension's what was ruined in my opinion after I listened to it 40 times. I feel that. I mean, it's so relatable. There's some times where like, man, you finish like working on a particular like vocal sample or a build up or like building a riser and you've heard it so many times. You're like, I hate this now. So let me just move on. But I do think, thank you for the heart me. I do think it would be beneficial to have a little bit more tension built up so that when you do the drop and you do go into the lower register, you do drop the octave right there with the synth, that it feels like it matters a little bit more. It's a little bit more impactful. All right, let's run it from the top. This is It Was You by Deadwish. Keep in mind, this track is released. If you like it and you like what you hear, go stream it, go add it to your playlist, go like the track, go follow on Spotify, all that good stuff. But this is It Was You by Deadwish. Let's run it. There is tuning, so it's like little altar boy, right? You have some of the formant shifting in there, which I like. I think that works. That works well in this style. And then 18, I got you. I'm going to get you boosted. That works well in the style. You do have some tuning on the vocal, I believe. Low altar boy, and then do you have auto tune after that? Is it after that? Let me know, or is it before? Or are you doing something else for the tuning? Kian, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't do ratings. I do really detailed, like 30-minute consultations. I feel that, Mason. I feel it. No auto-tune. Okay. For a sample like this, I would suggest at the very least manual tuning on the vocal. Just because keep in mind, you're dealing with a perfectly tuned like synth and bass, even with a little bit of, just some pitch correction by hand. Okay. So this is where you're getting some modulation that's happening in pitch on a couple of your lead-in notes. So some are like halfway between a note and it was like corrected down a little bit. So it actually sounds out of tune. Like where it dips into the note, it sounds out of tune. That's where if you're using Melodyne or Graph Mode or something like that, you're going to want to splice that note in half and you'll watch one drop down and then drag it back into place. Cause you have some dips in pitch right there that are happening that are making some of your vocals sound out of tune, even though they are manually corrected and tuned. And since that's happening, every once in a while, some of your lead-in lines are a little bit flat. Let me show you real quick. So, but the reason why I thought it was auto-tuned because most of it has a pretty consistent tuning structure. Right there. You hear that little modulation right there at 14 seconds, right? Most of it's like perfect. And then at like 14 seconds, I'll back it up a little bit. right there. You can tell it sounds a little bit out of tune because like one of the formants is trying to shift back up, but it's like cut down a little bit. So those are those little pockets where I would love for that to be smoothed out a little bit. It's not a huge deal. Yep, it's just it gives it like a little drawn out feel right there, and it does fall a little bit flat. Those are where I would love to hear it all alone. I would love to hear that really, really consistent pitch structure, even if you're not going to auto tune, just manually through Melodyne or graph mode or something like that. Andrew, thank you for the follow. So that's some of those little. It happens every once in a while in the song, and that to me, it pulls me out for a second of this like really polished production. Like where everything is tuned and those oscillators are all tuned, the synths are tuned, the 808's in tune, everything's quantized. It's really clean. It's really perfect sounding. And then you hear a vocal that kind of pulls you out of it for a second and then is back into it. If you can clarify that just a little bit more polished on that vocal structure, I feel like it'll just sound that much more cohesive, that much more put together. All right, let's move forward. Yep, that's the power of referencing sometimes too. Now, hold on really quick. I want to make sure I get Aiton in the right place. Aiton, how much did you have total? Because I'm seeing different platforms, I think. So let me just double check something real quick. 15. Oh no, I got you, Aiton. Never mind, I got you. You're set. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, there's so much of this that I really don't mind at all. Josh, I appreciate the heart me so much. There's so much of this that I think sounds great. Here's another side little tangent right here. It's a very simple production, which I don't mind. I don't mind a really clean, simple production. But you have this that sequence right there, that kind of our arpeggiator right there, that is handling some of your mids, and then also that moves into your bass line on the B section of the hook, right? So those are kind of your two layers that happen right there. The thing is that you have these like digital strings, right, that are kind of over the top right there, that are kind of stuttered. Love it. Those are great. Those sit right here. And then you have that kind of bass sequence that's an octave higher right here. What happens though is then you drop the octave right here. This stays right about here with some there's like, flute or a vocal, as well as that, the higher lead right there with the strings. And then this whole middle space gets emptied out. Because you have here and then you have here, you drop this an octave and all of this is empty. I would love for you to, if you're going to drop this down into a bass line to fill out the mix, that you replace that energy in the middle with another synth, or with maybe even just a duplicate of that bass still at the higher octave. So then you never, so that you then get both octaves. So so this is an A minor. So you basically have an F, E, A minor, right? So you basically right now you have, and then you drop, and then you lose all of that, right? So what I would love to have is still both of them. Right, so you still have, piano sounds shitty, obviously, but like you still get all of that energy. But again, right now you have this, you bring this out and all that space is gone. I would love to keep this and just add this down here. So now you got like sub bass, you got a pulsing bass at the bottom, maintain all of your presence in the mids. But what I would probably do to really bolster this hook and make it way more vibrant, way more energetic, is drop the bass down and add another synth, like a chord in the middle that gives you that kind of fills out the middle right there. I think it will just make it so much more vibrant, so much more full. So to me, you have some great sound design. You got some good structure in here that I really like your sound design choices. They're quirky, they're interesting. I feel like you get a little bit of like some like 90s house in there too, which I think is really interesting. I like a lot of this like rompler style sampling in there. I think that sounds really cool. It's a lot of the stuff that I love from like, early 90s, electronic music and stuff like that. There's a lot of that in there that I really like. But I want to make sure that the sound design stays full where you really want it to be. Okay, let me double check here. Benjamin, hold on 1 second. Benjamin, you're crazy, man. You're crazy, man. Hold on, let me check. I got you, man. I got you, man. Yo, man, yeah, that's wild, man. I appreciate that so much. Benjamin, you're a monster. I appreciate it, man. Because, like, all this is sick, right? I just want to hear a little more love, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Because you also have all of these other elements in the background, like these little, arpeggios and these little like counter melodies and stuff that you have in the background, like you have some really cool elements in there that we just need to make sure they have space, and we make sure like when they introduce themselves, we still have energy in the rest of the mix. Because I like it a lot, man. Let me update a few things here really quick, y'all. Got you, Mason. Got you. Yeah, so the last thing I'll say, and then we'll hold on. Where's the track? Last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on. These build-ups right here. Like, I want that again. Knew was you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want another 4 measures of tension being built up, a little like white noise riser, high pass everything up, and then go dry for a second, but it was, and then go everything bass back in, chords back in. Like, I want that tension built up so that transition is super, super impactful and has a ton of like incredible. Yep, just another 4 measures, another 4 bars right there would build up so much more anticipation that it would just bring to life the next drop so much more. Especially if you like drop the bass, you have another like sub underneath there, you build in the chords like we talked about to keep the separation there, and you dry everything up. You dry everything up for the transition right there with the big whoosh, with like the form and shifted vocal, and then you lock it all back in. But I think your sound design is awesome. Y'all show some love to Deadwish. Deadwish, I appreciate you so much. Coming in fresh, man. Coming in hot. I really appreciate it, man. You got great sound design, great structure. For me, it's just like, and this is some of the times too, like for someone who also struggles with some of the things that you're talking about. Lee Ank, thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate it. Struggles with some of the things that you're talking about. Is it would be nice in order. Sounds like a sleepless night. It'd be nice to even like take steps away, right? Like if you feel like you are getting yourself in a place where like, okay, I need to just finish this and move on. Just step away from it for 2 days and come back to it with a fresh. I have to do this all the time, even with like client mixes and stuff like that, where I'm like, I need to clear my mind of the fuzz. Well, like I've been melodyning this vocal for 2.5 hours. Like I've got to step away. I've got to step away for a second, come back in a couple days and just get a fresh ear on it so that I'm like, I can kind of dissect a little bit better. Like what is good about this? What needs help? What is just me moving on stylistically and what can I just put a bow on and say, yeah, this is good and move on. Sore eyes and tired ears, 100%. I mean, from someone who spends 12 hours a day in front of screens, in front of boards, in front of instruments and whatever, like you gotta step away sometimes. So if you ever find yourself in a place where like I'm rushing this in order for me to just like get it done so I don't have to think about it anymore, instead of doing that, step away for 2 or 3 days, come back to it with a fresh ear, and then just focus on the portions, like just focus on the buildup. Spend 2 hours only on the buildup right there, get it really clean and really sharp, and then close it up again. Don't even be like, I should do the buildup and then I should mix it. I should try to do the master today too. Spend an hour and a half, an hour on the buildup and then exit. Like sometimes I got to be like, no, I'm going to compartmentalize what I'm doing. I'm going to like work on just the vocals. That's what I did earlier today on this big mix I was talking about earlier. It's got like 40 vocal layers that I'm trying to figure out. And so I just spent a couple hours just balancing, like melodizing the vocals, getting everything organized and sent to buses, getting all the background layers positioned. I just focused on vocals. And then I was like, okay, I'm out. What's up, Miranda? Welcome in. I gotta get out of here for a second. That way I can come back with some fresh ears. TikTok has the most updated stream, so I'm back here. Yeah, it's like 5 seconds faster, Mason. It is about 5 seconds faster. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Deadwish. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all show some love, man. Yeah, that's what I recommend is like at least have it open on the other platforms so you can kind of see where you're at. But let's get into it, y'all. I'm gonna try to go at a good pace through these next ones right here as well, so that y'all can see a lot can happen. Yeah, it's true. A lot can happen in 5 seconds. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. We got Benjamin in the building. I'm gonna try to go at a good pace because I know some of y'all got places to be, people to see. So let's keep it rolling here. Benjamin, we got Soda Pop Machine Pop. Let's go. We got Soda Pop Machine Pop. Only thought is to throw out the PC from the one. I've been there so many times, Deadwish. I've been there so many times. Shout out to Deadwish one more time. Make sure y'all are following. If you stream that song, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you show it some love and support, man. I appreciate that so much. Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, 18. That one's fresh from you, right? Let me see. Hold on, wait. Okay, I gotta make sure I get these in the right order. So hold on. Correction, real quick. Aiton wants it. I don't know. Benjamin, are you good? Are you good for 20 minutes? Let me know. Aiton, I got you. They have a hard time. Okay, they have a hard out. Benjamin, is that okay? Yeah, they have a hard out. They have to kind of go immediately. Is that okay? So I'm gonna try to go through these at a good pace so we don't take too long. But then we got Aiton, Benjamin, Mason, and NG. Or I'm sorry, it'll be Aiton, Benjamin, and Mason currently speaking that we're holding. Okay, I have this song pulled up right here. Let's go at a good pace. Aiton, let's go. This is. Got you, Aiton. This is Vibey Ballad. Let's get into it. You know the deal. Give me all the details. Aiton's a great producer. Absolutely love what they do. DK, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. All right, let's run. It's time. Aiton music. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This has some updates to the melody though, right? I remember some of the bass and drums. There's definitely some updates here though. Better balance on the bass. Ooh, yeah, this is smooth, Aiton. Yeah, I remember this one. Melody is the same. Maybe it's just, to be honest, it could just be how it's presented in the mix that makes it feel fresh, that's the power of mixing, man. This is smooth, man. Yeah, it's hard to be mad with this one, Mason. And Mason, I closed everything up, so you're for sure going tonight. Slow jams. Man, this is really nice. Love the major push. Yep, 100% Benjamin, 100%. Sounds crisp, man. Bass and drums are locked in. Bass and drums are locked in. Y'all show some love to Aiton. Aiton, this is fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, this feels about ready to go, man. This is super punchy. It's driven well. The bass and drums are really, really tight together. Those feel very, very engaging. They feel powerful without feeling muddy at all. Not muddy at all. Very, very well mixed. Yeah, dude, let's get into it. Listen, honestly, there's not really too much that I feel like needs any like major correction at all. It's a really, really nice production balance. I could hear an artist on here. I could hear this in the background of something. It's very, very well done, man. Y'all give it up on Time to the Family. Aiton Music Productions. Let's run it from the top. This one might be a little bit faster. Let me hear something. Let me go to one part that I did hear something that I want to listen for really quick. And then we'll go back through the whole thing and see if there's anything else. But honestly, man, I think this is about polished. It's about polished, man. Let me hear this one transition, this delayed hit at the end. So let's look at that real quick. Okay, this is personal preference 100%. So you can, as always, feel free to ignore what I'm about to say here. You do a tom roll into a snare hit. You have like a triplet on the snare that you do into your transition. I think in my head, I would rather hear the opposite and have and have the delayed hit off of the toms, which are really, really snappy in the background. I feel like that transitions from a light to dark, and then you get the hit right there on the delayed one right there. That to me transitions better, flipping those samples, the opposite way, as opposed to starting darker, and then going. It feels like a little bit softer going into that transition, going from toms into snare, because it's such a like bright, like snappy, saturated, like piccolo snare, that you don't get nearly as much energy. Yeah, play with it. And again, like I said, strictly a taste thing. But hearing it here. And I would also, so play with it, even if you keep it the same. Two quick things. I would pull your toms back a hair, just a hair, like a dB and a half, 2 dB, so they don't feel too huge in this really like jazzy soulful mix, right? I want some energy behind them, of course, but not too far. So dB and a half, 2 dB. These are 2-minute revisions, right? dB and a half, 2 dB on the toms. The other thing is I would cut some other elements on the transition. Right now, the transition goes straight through, right? So like the piano is still holding, you're still getting like a full reverb, you still get like a pad underneath it, or like the sax still has a tail that runs all the way through that break. So nothing really changes outside of maybe the bass leaving the mix for a moment. I would love for that to feel even more dramatic, which is I think why the toms would be great on the transition. And then it hits a little bit late, and then cut some of that energy. So if you have some elements that are like holding underneath it, or it's like MIDI that has like a pedal that could be lifted or whatever it is, if you can cut a few of the elements in the background there, I think that transition will feel even sharper as well in here. Yeah, because you have this like ringing like FM pad kind of sitting in the background. It's a very like shimmery metallic pad in the background as well. Like things like that fill in a lot of noise, that if that's cut for a moment while the drums do their roll, even if you keep the snare, if that's cut for a second while you go into that roll, it's going to make the next part of that transition feel so much more engaging, just because you cut a little bit more energy before you move into the next section. This little spot right here. Yeah, right here. Right here. Cut. And then back in. So as soon as like the kick and the crash comes back in, everything's back in. But just for the boom, just in that little pocket right there when the snare is going, that's where I would cut for, it's half a second, right? Or it's like a second right there. Cut, boom, and then everything hits, right? So just like the pad in the background, like that ringing, like metallic pad in the background, cut that for just that second. And then when the kick hits again, boom. When that kick hits again, everything's back in. Just like the sax comes back in right there. That's one little pocket. Boom. It just makes that transition more engaging. Yep, exactly. I would just like that maybe even just the pad. Like you could keep it really simple. Maybe even just the pad, that kind of bright metallic one. You can pull that in. You could cut that for a second, and then
introduce a little bit more energy right there. All right, now let's run it from the top. We'll go through it. I'll probably play it, largely straight through because the vast majority of this sounds absolutely gorgeous, man. You don't have a lot of work to do on this one, man. It's really, really well done. So let's run this through. We'll see if there's anything else, but yeah, it's great, man. Fantastic. I love that modulation, that slow modulation right there. It's a really wide modulation, almost detuned. Obsessed. Love it. It's eerie. It's nasty. 2 more songs, y'all. 2 more songs. I mean, literally, hold on. That's what I'm looking for, right there. This exact part of the structure, Benjamin, thank you so much for the high bear. I appreciate it. This exact thing where you cut and the bass does its thing, that's exactly what I'm looking for later on, where when the snare is doing its thing, you get that little break in energy. So all of the focus goes straight down to that bass right here, and you boom, boom, and then everything hits. That's the same thing I want to happen when the snare hits later on. Boom, and then everything hits and the focus goes back to the whole production right there. But for a split second, the focus comes in on the percussion, and then everything else just opens up after that. That's that little. I heard it again there. I was like, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Super dry. The way everything holds in right there, beautiful. Nasty. Come on. Love the Rhodes on the left side. Every song needs a Rhodes. Let them know, Aiton. Let them know. I could hear like a really cool, or like, maybe even like a Tyler the Creator kind of a vibe. This got a lot of, yeah. I was talking about this other artist, Danielle. We talk about this all the time. Every time we hear a Rhodes, dude, every song needs a Rhodes. Every song needs a. It's like every rose has its thorns. Every song needs a rose. It's like, got to. Love these little transitions. Portamento bends are great. It's a great little call and response between all of these different elements. Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. Definitely, Benjamin. There's some great texture on this, man. You could definitely get an artist on this. Whether or not you sell it to an artist, Aiton, whether you like sell it to Mason, for whatever, you could probably co-release. You could probably get an artist. You could probably get someone like Mason or get an artist on the song and then like release it and collaborate on it to just get some exposure, get some notoriety, get some stuff out there. At the same time, I also know you like to kind of sit on your productions too personally. So both are completely valid. Ben, thank you for the Go Popular. I appreciate you. Love the lifts on the ride. Beautiful. The bass on this song is my favorite bass that I've heard of all of your songs, Aiton. It's so good. Love it. A little bit of swing. Open up here. Not yet, actually. Not yet. Piano movement is fantastic. Open that up right there. It's so good. so good. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I mean, I have actual basses I could do here, but there's something about that just feels good. Y'all show some love to Aiton, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, yo, definitely connect on TikTok, connect on IG or something like that, so y'all can at least talk about it and see what it would look like to work together as well. But man, please show some love to Aiton. Aiton, you're amazing, man. You're amazing. This is my favorite production I've heard of yours so far. It's only gotten better since the last time I heard it. Better balance, better movement. I think your next revision on this one is going to be the final, man. It's so well structured. It's so well put together. It's vibey. It's moody. It stands alone as an instrumental, but I also think you could. I also think that you could get an artist on here potentially too. Something lyrical. Something's got some emotion. It's got some good lyricism to it. Please show some love, man. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, man. All love to the family, Aiton Music Productions. Make sure that you follow them on any platform that you can find them on. Reach out to them. Show them some love and support. Presley, welcome in. I hope you're doing amazing. Let's get into the next one here. We got our last two tracks, y'all. We got Mason. Benjamin. Benjamin's in the building. I gotta make sure I get these in order. Benjamin and the Mason, and then we're out of here. Yeah, please show some love to Aiton. I love what you do, man. Love what you do. We got Soda Pop Machine Pop in the building. We got Soda Machine. This is Benjamin Russell. They're over on the TikTok right now. Let me get this track opened right here. This is Said Enough. This is I think the first mix back, right? First mix back. This is Soda Machine. Said Enough. Beautiful. All right, this is the first mix on this one. Said Enough by Soda Machine, or as we so endearingly call them, Soda Machine, Soda Pop. Let's run it. I love that, Mason. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get into your music too. You're up next. You're closing us out.
Been in the games. I'm telling you all I've tried. Thinking you lost the race, so Lord, I'm begging you just to die.
Nice.
Thinking my time is up, forgiveness has to walk so slow. Even when I try to hide, you end up leaving me in the cold. You said enough now, I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence.
Yeah, it always just hold on real quick. Yeah, it always just depends on the line and how many. That's why I always tell people to keep the line up on the other platforms so you can keep it up. Yeah, I should be able to get to it next time. It just kind of depends on who comes in. It hasn't been super crazy. Today was a little bit crazier, obviously, so it went a little bit higher. So we should be able to get to it next time. In fact, I'll give you an extra 5 as well for waiting too, man. I appreciate the patience. All right, let's keep it running.
Be perfection that you always want from me. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief.
I got you with an extra 5, NG.
In the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? I've won the loss, I've won a few. Battered and tattered and beaten and bruised. Falling over and afraid to win. My eyes are tired of looking again. I don't feel luck and I feel old. I got no money, I got no soul. Just roll me out straight into a ditch. You got what you needed, you got what you wish. Said enough now, I'll get through all this grief. And I'll
Let's go,
wind
Ben.
up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease.
Great guitar tone again.
Be perfection that you always want from me. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me?
Nice.
You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be.
Very catchy hook.
And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief and I'll wind up in the same spot that I really hate to be. And I will fear silence, will awaken my disease. I will never be
Great
that
dynamics.
asshole that you wanted me to be. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all show some love to the family. That is Ben Russell, who's right here in the chat. But that is Soda Machine. The song is called Said Enough. Let's run it straight from the top really quick. So a couple quick things in here, man. Honestly, the structure that you have here, I think is fantastic. There's a couple little things. No, I think it's live drums. Aiton, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly. Pretty sure it's live drums. The a couple quick things. There's a couple little ending lines. Yeah, Ben Sito, yeah. Live. This is all live instrumentation across the board. Yeah, I mean they're clean. It's like they're really, really well. That's what we talked about one of the first times I heard them. Like the drums are clean. They're tracked well. They're slicey. They're punchy. These are the kind of drummers that you get the samples for those other things. It's great. Yeah, they're awesome at what they do. There's a couple of quick little things that I want to dive into, and then we'll go ahead and open it up from the beginning and we'll go through it. So really, really quick. Drums sound fantastic. Obviously, drums sound fantastic. They are really, really well mixed, like pretty damn well mixed. Guitar tone, fantastic. Those double tracks are beautiful. They're wide. They're very, very warm and easy to listen to. They feel incredibly energetic and vibrant. Absolutely love it. I think all that sounds fantastic. Vocal structure, the only thing that I am hearing in the vocal structure, lead vocal sounds good. I think like the way that that's tracked, all of that sounds good. The stacks of the vocals I want forward. I'm losing a little bit of steam on the hook through that melody. The way that it loops through, just because those vocals don't support it a ton. I really wish that those background vocals could come forward by just a few dB, like let's say like 2 dB, 2.5, something like that. Would love a little bit of additional energy right there, so that it feels a little bit more vibrant, because I think this is part of what makes it feel like the drums are always energetic. The bass is always in there. You always have some pretty powerful guitars in the mix, whether it's the verse or the hook. So for me, I just want to make sure that the hook offers enough energy from the verse that it feels distinct. Obviously, that go from like a closed hat to like a ride, so that makes a difference. But beyond that, I want the vocal to push just a little bit. So let's run it from the top. We're moving good, and then Benjamin, I know you're tight on time, so we're gonna close up quickly with yours. I mean, yeah, these drums, the room, everything. These drums sound fantastic, dude. Like really, really great. Great mix on the drums, dude. I love it.
Never been in the games. I'm telling you all I've tried.
Vocals on the verse sound great though. They're forward. They're really well supported. So to me, it's gonna come down to the hook.
Thinking you lost a race, oh Lord, I'm begging you just to die. Thinking my time is up. Forgiveness has to walk so slow. Even when I try to hide, you end up leaving me in the cold. You said enough now.
Yeah, the guitars really, really open it up. So I just want some more support from the vocals. I want that vocal forward by another couple dB. The backgrounds, the layers, the doubles that you have in there. I just want to feel a little bit more of a change in the energy right there. The first verse right there, I think sounds fantastic. That's really nice. Because right now, those vocals compared to the guitars that are in there, they almost sound non-existent. The backgrounds, you can barely tell that they're there until you hear like a T kick in or something like that. So I would love for those to have just a little bit more amplification behind them, and that's easy.
And I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief.
And then to me, to be fair with you, I think really the only other thing that I'm noticing, and I think someone else mentioned it too, the repetition. The repetition isn't bad. We just need new information. So I do like the structure. It's going to be annoyingly catchy in the best way. You do have a double hook here, essentially a double hook here. The only real difference is the guitar opens up barely. You add another 10 milliseconds of like extra guitar strumming, as opposed to kind of chopping it and moving on. I would love to get one. We need like one. I know you want direct translation for live too, but I need some new information there for this to feel like it's not too run on, to feel like it's not too dragged out as far as doubling the hook here and going to another set of the exact same melodies. Like I need another, like a lead guitar. Like I don't even know. Let me delete this here. I don't need this drum room on here anymore. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna do something just for fun. I'm gonna do something just because I feel like this could give us something. I'm gonna on purpose choose a really, really shitty sounding guitar, and I just want to see if this we're gonna see if this kind of does what I'm talking about, because that to me is the only like missing piece here. So I'm literally gonna go gonna go to my guitars here, and let me take off the piano. And let's go here. And let's see real quick. Where's my let me see. It's gonna sound like shit, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's crazy. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna saturate this. We're gonna beef it up. I'm gonna throw a tube on it, a little tube from Magma. We're gonna throw those on here. We're gonna go high sensitivity. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and I love it. But this is I'm gonna prove a point. This is all for the greater good. It's kind of shocking what reverb does. Like somehow that sounds pretty good just because it's washed in reverb. Okay, let's back up the hook here.
And I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease.
Okay, hold on.
Will I get in the cold? You said enough now. Is up forgiveness.
So B section.
So slow. Even when I try to hide, you end up leaving me in the cold. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection?
Okay, so like
that
here.
You always want from me. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be.
Nope.
And I fear
Nope. We're gonna drive it more. I just need this little pocket right here. We're gonna back it up. I'm gonna start the hook again.
You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief, and I'll wind up in the same spot where I always seem to be. And I fear the silence will awaken my disease. Will I ever be perfection that you always want from me? I've won the loss, I've won a few, battered and tattered and beaten and bruised.
And then let it play through, empty it out a little bit.
Easy. Like I'm telling the easiest. Like, literally just that is it's like a completely different feel. It just wakes up the second part. It just wakes up the second part a little bit. Obviously, you could do it. So what might actually be really good would be like a bucket brigade. So let's toss that on there, and then we'll move on because I know Ben, you got stuff to do. I'll throw a bucket brigade. I think a bucket brigade over a Leslie, just because of like pacing. Obviously, you could go a little bit slower, but this. We can go a little bit more intense with it here. So let's see how this would fit over your next hook here. Okay, first part, A section. A Leslie might work well. A Leslie might work well. All right, B section. Solo. You get it. It's just, again, mix that in, tuck it in. It just, the amount of space that it offers it. Yeah, exactly. It's like a little bit of texture. It's a little bit of color in there. You get a little bit of modulation on what is currently a really fantastic sounding, but strict guitar double, right? That it's just like, it's like power chords left and right, powerful, amazing, tone is fabulous. It would be nice to just get that little bit of like modulation and texture in there. So I think a lead, whatever melody in the world you could ever think of, go for it. That part to me doesn't matter at all necessarily. It just kind of something there. Use that melody if you feel like it. But like just a lead melody over the top on the B section of the hook. Otherwise, that melody does get really repetitive. The hearing that melody a full like 32 measures almost, that is where it does get repetitive without any changes. But as soon as I add in another melody, it feels less repetitive, even if you keep the same vocal structure there. So I do think it helps kind of pull you out of that same loop that you're in right there. Okay, let's get into the outro after the solo here. But yeah, we'll go through the solo. Rest of this is fantastic. It's really, really good. But I think those couple tiny little details in there, supporting the vocals through your layers, and maybe one other layer in the B section of the hook for the guitar. Beyond that, man, drums sound great. Doubles sound fantastic. As we change up the drums, yep, 100%. Yeah, you move to a little bit more open, crash ride. The energy there changes dramatically. So now the B section, we can just open it up just a little bit more, and you'll be chef's kiss. Beautiful. On it. It's a great solo, too. I love moving back to the hats here as well. It's a darker dynamic with a little bit of a higher energy solo, which I think is fantastic. Yes, sir. Mason, you're closing it up. Like I don't know if those harmonies are even there, but my brain wants to hear them. It wants to hear the doubles at least. It wants to hear those stacks. It wants to definitely feel a little bit more of that vocal structure. Yeah, I hear something in the background. So if you have them there, shove those forward, and then that's gonna feel it's gonna be amazing to listen to. It's gonna feel choral. It's gonna feel fantastic. Said enough now. Love the low dynamic. Kind of re-harmonizing there a little bit too. Slightly different structure of those vocals. 57 tracks. Nice. Amazing. Hell yeah. Great dynamics. Push. Great gang vocals. Yeah, love it. You said enough now. I'll get through all this grief and I'll wind up in the same spot. When you bring in the energy of the vocal layers, I would switch that energy with those
hey in the background. I don't mind that they're there. I like kind of what they're doing, the extra energy that they're offering the mix right there. Right now, to me, they kind of pull me out of the vocal for a second, but I do like that they're there. So I would just switch, right? Bring the layers forward and bring those stacks back. Like bring those A's back, kind of about the same. Maybe a dB and a half forward on the layers, maybe like 2 dB forward on the layers, maybe a dB and a half, 2 dB back on those A's, just to kind of rebalance that energy a little bit. So the main thing is still the layers in the lead. Great drum switch. This is great. Beautiful, dude. It's so good. Yeah, it's fantastic. Y'all, please show some love to Benjamin Russell. That song is called Said Enough. They're working on an album right now. They're just getting mixes back from their album. Wildly talented, as you can tell. I mean, these are great drummers, great musicians, great writers, great vocalists. It's great engineering too, to be honest. I like it a lot, man. It's very, very, very well established. Y'all should be incredibly proud of what y'all are doing, man. So good. So good. Please follow Benjamin Russell. The band is Soda Machine, not Soda Pop. Go follow Soda Machine. Check out what they're doing. Follow Benjamin Russell. He does an amazing job with the instrumentation as well. So please show some love and support. We're going to close it up right now with the family. We got Mason in the building. Mason, give me all the details. This is our last track of the night. We will be live again Friday. I will not be live again tomorrow. I've got a bunch of other work I got to get done. So tomorrow we'll be off. I will not be live, but on Friday we will be back again. That way y'all can get yourself back up on the board if you need to. Like NG, I got you with that extra 5, so you're set as well with a little bit of a boost to yours. And then Shurkin, don't spam the chat. You'll get muted, unfortunately. Lane, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. But if y'all do want to submit, all of those details are at my profile, but we are closed for today. This is going to be our last one for today. I like to let the lyrics speak for themselves. I can't really say much more about it. Sounds good. I'm excited to get into it. Do let me know about the role that you play in the rest of the track as well. So as far as like production and mix, so we can break that down a little bit as well. All right, y'all. Last one. I'll try to move at a good pace too, Mason, so we can. I know you got dinner and stuff to do too.
I ain't writing to be the best, I'm just trying to relieve the stress in my mind. Each rhyme's a CNS, depressing psyche's a mess. This might be the next best thing to pry in. These spiraling themes of death being viable up out of my head with the pliers from out of my shed. Cause I told myself a while ago that I don't fight for your selfish idols, won't buy those lies, big goodbye and adios to those who tried to deny what I have wrote. And I know I'm no-go inside, I'm out of control, lock up and load those lines of rhymes or try find the delight so that I divide am I just going psycho. And I look in the mirror, wishing I would think clearer. Could be the fear of years, or thinking that I should disappear from here and here to hurt or work to persevere. The relentless question, what a lesson to be learned when it can't be answered. The words as cancerous, trying to understand it. Damn it, can I get a grip and just handle this turn? I'm climbing up out of this hole, pulling my mind, body, and soul by the rope I hung high up to go to the other side, fighting for those who don't know why they keep going. So many intertwined with emotions, striving to fix life when it's hopelessly broken. So now I'll roll with the punches, how I was told to. When something's clouding your focus, it's nothing to get up and just show them. You'll crush them like 1,000 pounds, fold them up like an accordion before they get pressed and found, just grounded to dust.
Let's go, Mason.
I said I'd never get in my head again, then I went and did it again. Like I said, I forget it, but when I get into the mindset, I'm dead inside. I guess I'll never win, but I'm gonna try in the middle. This is killing time. Got a feeling I'm still alive. You gonna think it's just the right rhythm to get. I'm wishing that I went up and die. Shifted it to overdrive. No one will come inside of my level. Go and try, get nobody get the soul of my hello. Goodbye again, I am Leviathan. Why even try to send high from the pedestal? Sentence don't buy the decline and control.
What are you recording your vocals on? Like what kind of mic and stuff?
Life is it right to detach from the passion to capture mentalities, like to instinctively find it and die. New catalyst. I'm going after you, closing the show. I'm the main attraction. You don't know when I'm gonna spaz and just go for your throat. I'm a big attacking your soul with the flow and a bit of madness. It's over, go with it. I just don't know how to slow down. For you don't slag it a bit like consoles. So play a
little bit of an NF vibe in there too. A little more like cinematic production.
Maintain the same frame of mind at a time when a statement ain't shit. We ain't the same. They taking away what's great the same way they parade around the game.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
And I've been trying to find just why I want to die sometimes. My mind gets blindsided when the tiniest slight let arise. But I strive to thrive in it like, cause it's kind of like I feel alive. But by the time I get it right, I feel like life might slip by. I can't get past the lies, and half the time I imagine I have to like and ask it why it's asinine. As if I was trying to cancel a damn math right. And it's perhaps time that I get a grasp, grab that brass ring tight, and get past the lads and thinking that I
Let's go, man. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is Mason X, right? Is it Mason X? Is that the... I know the respelling, so I'm trying to make sure I get it right. Mason X and perfect. All right, and antagonize. I can't talk. Antagonized is the name of the song. I'm assuming this is distributed, right? This is out on all platforms. Let me know. So that way people can go stream it. And if it is, I'm gonna go stream it too. It is okay. So let me go look it up. So Mason, I gotta make sure I spell it right. I'm gonna go that way. The next breakdown we can do it. Excuse me. We can do it on Spotify that way. Mason X, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, got you. All right, let's get into it, man. And this is Antagonize. Let me see. Oh, you got some songs that crushed it, man. Disappear absolutely crushed it. That's amazing. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Is this one a little bit older? Until I fall, find out high horse on the life. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. The line is closed. The line is closed. Oh, 2022. Okay, cool. Let me see. It's not under Antagonize. It's not under the same name. I'm not seeing it. Let me see. Let me try to search it up here. There we go. Okay, it was off the album. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got you. All right, y'all, show some love, man. Show some love. That's Mason X, which is Mason right here in the chat. So please make sure that you follow. The song that you just heard is out on all platforms. So go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist. Go boost the numbers, go boost the algorithm, all that fun stuff. Any artist that gets on the stage, show them some love and support. It's not an easy thing to do. Let's dive into it, man. Let's get into it. The thing that I love is you have some great lyric structure. It's obvious that you know how to string lyrics together, right? That to me is not going to be your pain point. You understand how to build lyricism. You know how to build flows and changes and stuff like that. Obviously good pacing. You also understand how to build kind of structure. And this is going to be a little bit more of a freestyle structure. This is less of a hook and a verse and a hook and a verse. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind as well. I don't want to morph this into something that it's not. The biggest thing for me is actually the mix on the vocals. That to me is a hindrance to me feeling a lot of the emotion of the things that you're saying. Because again, like you have some pretty, like there's, I mean, I'm watching the video too, like you have some pretty good emoting of what you're doing. You have some good lyric structure. You have some good flow switches. There's a lot that you're doing that I think, and of course, over time we can all polish certain things, but there's things that you're doing that I think you're doing really, really well. But the mix is, to me, is a barrier to me feeling it. It has a really, really strong, what I call a U-shaped curve, which means like the high end is really bright and almost brittle. The low end is really thick and really boomy, and all of the middle of it has been like completely carved out. It sounds like there's a plugin called OTT. It's a multi-band compressor. It sounds like it has like a pretty specific sound. It sounds like it has OTT on it, which is a multi-band compressor. Oftentimes, that one of the telltales of that sound is that U-shape, where it's like really kind of highly compressed and boomy on the low end, really like punchy and slicey at the top, and then it's got a lot of space in the middle that isn't really filled out. So you're losing a lot of like the natural feel of your vocal. You're losing a lot of like the power that sits between like 600 and 1500 hertz. You're losing a lot of that. And so I wish I had a little bit more of that. And then the other thing is it sounds like there's potentially like a widener put on the vocal. I'm pretty sure. It sounds like there's some sort of a widener put on the vocal. And what that is doing is then like separating your vocal and kind of pushing it to the outside of the mix a little bit. And it's causing some phase issues, and it's causing a hollowing in the middle of the mix. So it's basically split that vocal and pushed it to the outside. So the center channel, which is where your vocal should be, like right down the middle, ideally like for most like mono lead vocals, where that vocal should be, it's actually missing out of that center channel and kind of pushed outside. So it makes the vocal mix, compared to the production especially, feel kind of empty in the middle and a little bit hollow. And of course, when I'm listening to this song and I'm listening for your lyrics and I'm hearing the way that you're performing, I want it to hit me in the chest, right? Like I want your vocal to jump out of the beat. I want it to feel really engaging and really powerful and really emotional. And I think the hollowness of the middle and the phase issues are keeping that vocal from feeling like it's connecting with me, since there's been so much kind of surgical carving of that vocal to kind of put it in another space. So that's my gut reaction right there, is like, man, like there's a lot going on that I actually really like. And I think that obviously there's a lot of skill. There's a lot of skill involved with the way that you're building your lyric structure. And so I wish that was represented a little bit better in the mix. Able to watch and hear this. They can. So Mason, all of these videos are saved. Every single one of these live streams are saved to YouTube. So on YouTube, I have a playlist on there. As soon as the live is done, this will be like episode 69. I'm pretty sure, pause. I'm pretty sure this will be episode 69. There's a playlist called Track Talk Livestream. And every single one of the live streams are saved to that. So if you want to go back and reference what we talk about, if you want to go back and like take notes off of the breakdown that we did or anything like that, you don't even have to worry about like saving it or like screen recording and saving notes and stuff like that. You can literally go back and rewatch it and see some of that stuff there too. Okay, so let's get into it, because there's a lot to like about what's going on here. Like I said, you've got good lyric structure, you've some good flow switches, some good dynamics in there, and so I want to feel connected to your vocal a little bit more. You 100%, absolutely, man. I want to feel a little bit more connected to that vocal. So let's run it from the top. Let's get it. This is once again Antagonized by Mason X. Let's get into it. I do like the production though. I think you said the same person produced it and engineered, right? I do like the production. Some good, almost like a hyper pop, structure underneath it. Some like glitching and fuzz and a little bit of like white noise in here, a little bit of like bit crushing, downsampling, stuff like that. Some stutters on the guitars you hear in the background. I like a lot of the peripheral things that are happening in the production too.
I ain't writing to be the best, I'm just trying to relieve the stress in my mind. Each rhyme's a CNS, depressing, psyche's a mess, this might be the next best.
Yeah, because you can hear immediately as soon as the sample from a band called Waves. Okay, nice, very cool. I like the way that was chopped in there. As soon as that vocal comes in, it's like it kind of comes in. It kind of comes at you from either side as soon as the reverse. I love the reverse reverb. I'm a huge fan of reverse reverb. We talk about it a lot in here. That's why. I love the reverse reverb and like reverse vocal that leads into your first vocal line. Beautiful, love that. But immediately it almost sounds like there's like two layers that like come into the mix and then they like settle behind you. Like as you're listening, it kind of sounds like the vocal comes in and back behind you, and it stands separate and back in the mix a little bit, as opposed to like here and forward, which is what I'm looking to hear. I'm looking to hear a vocal that as soon as it comes in, I'm engaged, it's in front of me, it's locked in. And right now it's like kind of back and behind you a little bit because of that separation of either like a widener or a phaser or something like that. And it's opened up a little bit there to where you're missing a little bit of that vocal punch. King TK, welcome back in. It's good to see you. We'll be back on Friday, TK. We'll be back on Friday. So for me, I would get the fix to this, right? The fix to this is get that vocal back in mono, no wideners. You don't want the vocal, if you want the vocal wide, add wide elements. This is kind of the thing that I talk about a lot in here as far as like building out layers for your vocal and stuff like that. What I would recommend that you do, Mason, is have your lead vocal mono, punchy, saturated, compressed, a little bit looser. Sounds good, TK. I appreciate you, man. Sorry we're a little bit later. I might be on a little bit later next on Friday, TK. So you might be able to catch me once you're getting off work or getting out of whatever else you're doing too. So hopefully we have a little bit more time. But I want that vocal forward. I want it compressed, but not as much of like the OTT style multi-band C4 stuff that's happening, that's making it feel like booming down here and bright up here. Regain some warmth, regain some balance. Like just a quick, I'll show you actually really quick. I'll show you OT. Do I have OTT anymore? I don't know if I still have it. Let me see. I might have deleted it. Hold on. Let me see. I might have taken it out a while back. Let me show you. Let me see. Here's what I'll do. Let me do, I'll throw C4 on there and I'll go to like a preset or something to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is C4. Check. Let me see if I can find. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Let me just run through a couple things so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. Check. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check. No, none of these are doing that. Basically what you're gonna hear is I'm gonna overcompress these here
and I'm gonna exaggerate it, and you'll hear kind of exactly what I'm talking about, right? Let me push this up a little bit boomier there, a little bit crispy up here at the top. You'll get a little bit of what I'm talking about here. Let's go. Check, 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 1, 2. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Let me bring this up a little bit. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. There's my threshold. Bring that down. Bring that down. Bring the gain back up. There's the gain. Okay, so this is going to be an exaggerated version of that, right? This is going to be kind of an exaggerated version, but you're going to get what I'm talking about, right? Where like you hear how like this is kind of like boomy. This is going to be like an exaggeration of what you're doing, but this is the sound that I'm hearing, right? I can switch over here for a second. Like this is the sound that I'm hearing, right? This is the U-shaped curve that I'm talking about. This is exaggerated like crazy. So it's not obviously exactly how your vocal sounds, but this is a little bit of what I'm hearing where it's like this low is super strong and boomy. This high is really crispy. And then this whole middle right here has been kind of carved out through like multi-band compression and EQ, probably something like that. That's making it really like slicey and punchy, and it's got some cool dynamic elements to it, but it's kind of completely squashed the vocal and caused some other issues as far as this inflation of the low end, inflation of the high end, and then missing some of this like warmth here in the middle that makes like, even if I immediately just like bring those mid lows back in, and even though everything else is so much more exaggerated, it's like it all of a sudden sounds so much better. Like even just bringing those mids back in, still sounds crazy. Don't do this. You know, that sounds a bit obnoxious now, but you get the idea. Let me delete this because it's going to drive me nuts. Back to my normal voice, right? You get the idea where it's like even just bringing in those mids for a second, it's like, oh yeah, there it is. It's back. There's the whole vocal again. And that makes it to me a little bit more engaged. Now, I still want you to have a punchy, highly compressed, like smooth vocal. You can have like, I have two, I have, let's see, I have a compressor in here. So I've got an 1176, I got an LA2A. I have an analog compressor on my vocal right now that's just kind of kissing it. It's just doing a little bit, right? So I have like maybe a dB and a half, 2 dB of reduction on my tube compressor going in, and then I have those two. So I have a lot of, even on my just voice, it's just a voiceover chain, right? This is not like a song chain necessarily, but even on my voiceover chain, I have a good amount of compression on it, but it's much more transparent. You know what I mean? Like it's much more natural and organic. And I still want you to get that punch. I still want you to get that drive out of your vocal, but I don't want it to be harsh, and I don't want it to be boomy, and I don't want it to be separated. I want the lead vocal right down the middle. So then the fix is lead vocal is right down the middle. It's nice. Dude, of course, man. I'm so happy. I'm so glad I could be helpful, man. Lead vocal right down the middle. Punchy, compressed, saturated well. I want that right there. I want that right in the middle, hitting me in the chest. When you come in with your lyrics, I want to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's ghosting behind me a little bit. I want to feel it right down the middle. Now, if you want width, if you want more like layers, if you want more like left and right layers and width to your vocal, then just add more vocals, right? That's where I would add. This is hard with your pacing because you're rapping fast a lot of the song. Can still do it. You just got to be really strategic without making it super noisy and just muddly sounding, right? But I would add what, in and outs or accent layers, right? So like, when you have a dun 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 dun, you would have a dun dun ba da 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 dun, like on the dun 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 dun. Use your imagination. You have a stack of vocals that comes in for a second. You track one on the left, you track one on the right, and you barely have them in the mix. They barely exist there. You hardly know they're there, but all it does is it gives you a little stack of width for a second, and then it leaves the mix. A little like your ending lines of each of your punchlines, right? I'm going to run it from the top. We'll talk about a few quick things, but I should be able to go through it pretty quick because we already kind of talked about it all. But let's I'll give some examples real quick.
I ain't writing to be the best, I'm just trying to relieve the stress.
So like on the be the best and the stress, right? Like right in there. That's where I would have a stack, right? So let me bring it in. Be the best and relieve the stress. Relieve the stress.
I ain't writing to be the best, I'm just trying to relieve the stress in my mind. Each rhyme's a CNS depressing. This might be the
You know what I mean? So it's just that. It's just that the best, the stress, and like those little accent vocals only on your ending line. Track one on the left, track one on the right, pull it way back in the mix. You can take out some of the low end information, and then you just have this little pop, this little stack of energy right there on the outside of the mix that makes that vocal feel wide. It makes it feel engaging. It kind of wakes up the mix for a second. You barely even know that it's there, and it's just accenting the vocals as like what you would call an in and out or a layer right there that's giving you some energy in the mix, but it's not stepping on the toes of the lead. It's not there all the time. You do have those. Okay, so you do have those. They're just buried pretty far into the mix, right? So those I would love to hear a little bit more of. They're also probably getting drowned out by the separation of the vocal, right? So if that vocal is like outside, it's been like split open, it's been widened or whatever it may be, or there's a maybe there's a double of that vocal and it's been canceled. Like another option is that you have a double of the vocal, that's your lead vocal right there, and y'all pushed it out a little bit, but since it's directly duplicated of that lead vocal, it collapsed back to mono. That's why we're hearing some of that hollowness as it comes in and out of phase very loosely. You're getting some cancellation. You're getting some phase cancellation there that's causing that vocal to kind of dip out of the mix a little bit and feel kind of hollow. That's another option. If you are going to duplicate vocals, you got to change timing and color at the very least, right? So if you're going to like actually create a duplicate, not track again, we've got to make sure that vocal, you have to shift the timing of it a little bit in order to make sure that it actually separates itself in the mix. If it's the exact same vocal right next to each other, they're just going to cancel each other out. Okay.
Thing to pry in these spiraling themes of death being viable up out of my head with the pliers from out of my shed. Cause I told myself a while ago that I don't fight for your selfish idols, won't buy those lies, but you buy your ideals of those who tried to deny what I give up. And I know
I want those little accents. Dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. I just want those little accents right there to kind of wake it up. And I would, again, don't duplicate necessarily. Track one on the left. Like this is where like the intention and the time and the energy really goes into your tracking process. Track one on the left, track one on the right. Make sure that you're layering appropriately, timing things well, that you're taking care of those like phase cohesion issues. What's up, Joe? Welcome in, man. You're taking care of those phase cohesion issues so that you're not duplicating anything and then collapsing it back to mono, but you're actually opening up the signal. So we have a vibrant production. We have a powerful, compressed, saturated, full vocal with our mids back in there. Full vocal right in the middle of the mix, surrounded by accents that actually offer you some energy and offer you some width or perceived width in the mix, right? That to me is a completely different feel to the vocal right here, that it's going to take you in a completely different direction. Now to me, this is like a really vibrant record with a lot of great energy. That to me affects the whole song, start to finish. So that to me is a big structural thing for the mix that to me will completely change how I experience a song like this. To be honest with you, you have some other songs that have done really, really well. I wouldn't even mind. This is an old song. I wouldn't even mind if you like redid some of these songs, do a second chance album, redo some of these songs and track them appropriately, mix them appropriately, get some of the balance back in there, and give yourself a nice push that feels really open and really vibrant, because you have some good quality stuff here from a structural standpoint, but on the mixing sides, it needs a little bit of updating. I wouldn't even mind. You could do a file replacement through DistroKid or whatever you're releasing through, and you might find yourself with a completely different amount of exposure for the mix itself. All right, let me get into the last section here because this affects the whole thing. But yeah, man, I like what you do. You're obviously talented, man. Obviously talented. You obviously have some good lyric structure here. I'm not worried about that.
right, I feel like life might slip by. Yeah, right. I can't get past the lies, and half the time I manage it. I have to like and ask it why it's asinine. As if I was trying to cancel it, damn, that is right. And it's perhaps time that I get a grasp, grab that brass ring tight, and get past the lads and thinking that I have to mask it when I'm antagonized.
I would also, again, personal preference. I know it's an older song too, so I want to keep that in mind. Even on an older song like here, when you have a longer outro like that, make sure that there is either one, there is vocal structure throughout the end of it, whether you're talking, whether you're sampling something in the background, or whether you're just like saying something filtered with a little bit of chorus and reverb on it, whatever it is, right? Have some sort of vocal structure at the very end right here, and or just fade early. In my opinion, based on the end of the song and how much structure you have, how much energy you have in the song already, vocally speaking, I would just fade. So like hit your last line, and then you got like 8 seconds to fade, and that cuts like 20 seconds out of the end of the song.
Grab that brass ring tight, and get past the lads and thinking that I have to mask it when I'm antagonized.
You start fading like this. That just saved you 18 seconds. You know what I mean? Like that turns the song from like a 3-minute and 5-second song to like a 2-minute and 45-minute song. Like that's a little bit more concise. That's better for playlisting. That's better for so many of the other like little peripheral things you're doing within your release. So like cutting some of the fat, trimming this a little bit to make sure that you don't have anything in there that's like stagnant energy, because your vocal is so crazy all the way through. Like you're rapping fast consistently through most of the song. I feel like I want to make sure that all of this other stuff that is positioned really, really well. Y'all show some love, man. Yeah, 100%. Y'all show some love, man. That is Mason X. The song is called Antagonized. If you like what you hear, make sure that you go stream it, go add it to your playlist, go follow them on DSPs, go like the track, all that good stuff, man. You obviously have a lot of talent, a lot of skills. I would just want to make sure that the actual emotion of the record, the actual connection of the record doesn't feel like it's getting lost in the sauce, it's getting lost in processing or lost in some of the stylistic choices that you're making. I want to make sure that what you're doing is coming through, like the emotion that you're trying to perform with is actually what translates to the listener, and that they're not getting a different experience on the other side of the song than you're performing with. And that to me is kind of the biggest thing that I want to focus on with these records here. Yeah, 100%. Shurkan, we're closed for today, but we'll be live again on Friday. Y'all show some love to Mason X. Mason, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for sending that in, and also for your patience. I know you got to make dinner and get to bed as well. I appreciate you so much, man. It's all love from this end. Thank you so much for sending that in. I'm excited to hear some more updated records from you as well, being that this was also 4 years ago. But yeah, man, amazing job. Y'all, that is going to close this up for today. I'm out of here. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are absolutely amazing. The music has been fantastic today. We've had some really incredible stuff coming through here. So I'm so incredibly grateful for every single one of y'all that submitted. Really quick before we head out, for those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. So if you're ever interested in any of those services, that is what I do full-time. Shoot me a message on TikTok, Instagram, or you can email theobsidiankey.com. Go through the contact form, and we'll get in touch with you as soon as we can. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening, and hopefully we'll see a lot of y'all Friday as well. Peace.